All right. Welcome back to Pain Collectibles. As you can see, we did an anime intro. Why? Because I didn't fucking remember to make an intro today. We kind of threw the show together. So, for those of you who have been following the channel a while, and for those of you who were here on last week's show, you guys know I kind of vehemently detest doing this live stream shit. But today I was kind of in the mood, and then I was like, you know what, my boy Josh was like, hey, don't get to stream with you anymore. I mean, if you feel like shooting the shit one night, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to get shit faced, blackout drunk, and do stupid things. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just put a show together. Then I hit up Lane because I know he's always up, and I am very, very proud to say this because this is the first time I believe anyone has ever seen Bob Dylan live on camera. Well, maybe you have been on other channels, but the last time you were on our channel, on my channel, you were like not live. So me having you here, this is an achievement. This is the first time I'm seeing your background, and Jesus fucking Christ, that shit looks good. So thanks for coming, Bob. I consider you a friend. I consider you like an authority on knowing a lot of cool shit, and I'm really glad that you could join us today. This is probably what's gonna happen. We're gonna shoot the shit. There's always going to be talking about lady boys and tits and ass. And then I'm going to get blitz blackout drunk and try not to show my wiener on camera. I think that's a pretty good Christmas plan, don't you think? Yeah. So that's it.
Well, I know one point where I'm going to start going like this.
Yeah, well, that's just because you're shy, and I respect the shyness. Action Figure Academy, Michael in the house. What's going on? At least I think his name is Michael. I'm pretty sure it is. And then some guy. What's going on, my bro? He's always been a good supporter. And oh damn, Equan in the house. Equan says, "Dang, what you usually get Bob on? I promise to suck his dick." So there you go. But all right, how is everyone doing? Let's Bob, let's start with you, man. Thanks for showing up. How you doing? What's going on with you?
Nothing much. A little bit under the weather. Sorry if my voice is a little bit gravelly, but yeah, just trying to keep up with all of these announcements. I feel like we're being pulled in 50 different directions. So I'm just like trying to figure out what I want to get, what I want to wait on, what I want to skip out on.
Right on. Josh, my boy, what's up, my man? How you doing, bro?
Doing good, man. It's been a minute. Happy to get on here and shoot the shit with you for a little bit.
Wait, why do you have an Eternal shirt?
Huh?
Why do you have an Eternal shirt? I thought you didn't like that movie very much.
You've seen it for life, man.
My lady got me this with some other shirts, like for my birthday last year. So.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, I remember you were like, that movie wasn't too great.
I watched it the first time; it wasn't that great. But like the more I watched it, it's kind of like Age of Ultron. The more I like it.
Okay, right on. Okay, cool. And our buddy Lane, what's going on, bro? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing okay. Glad to be on with you guys and everything. It's been a while since I was on with you, and going, hey guys, it's a week before Christmas. Don't maybe drop 50 things on this place. Oh, wait a minute. Over in some other parts of the world, they don't celebrate that holiday, so they're just like, man, it's just another Tuesday. So
no, I mean. No, they celebrate Christmas. Like Christmas is pretty big in like Hong Kong and Singapore.
Well, I mean, I knew like Japan it is obviously and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where it's when you get that embarrassment of riches, but then you're like the collector in you is going yippee-yo, kaye, and then your wallet's going dun 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 because you got to pay for everything, and you get those infos 1, 2, 3 o'clock rock.
Hey man, I always leave money for blowjobs and hookers. I don't know what your problem
is. I know.
So.
I didn't say I was having any problems. I mean, most of this, I only had to pay for one item of the recent ones. I didn't already have paid for. So
only one hooker.
Only
one. I'm in Austin, Texas, man. I'm not in prime, hooker land like the pain gasm.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I got like ditch hookers with no teeth back here. It ain't the promised land. You got to go to Vegas or one of the more affluent cities for that shit. But yeah. So Bob, that's a lot of Jokers.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man.
Well, I had a feeling that the Kojun Joker was going to come up at some point. So I was like, okay, let me prepare. Let me have.
Yeah, it's going to come up because I'm sure like
Yeah.
every look, I don't even watch other shows or watch
a
any
day
of
one
this
for
shit
Pain?
anymore. Huh?
Well,
It was a day one for Pain. That's why.
No, I didn't buy it. I'm very happy it exists though.
I already talked about this a little on Thursday when they were
Okay.
getting ready for the day before. But
Here, why don't you go since you sound like you want to tell us something? So go. Give me your opinion while I pull up these fucking pictures.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say because I also said this in other things. JND.
Wait, hang on. Can you give me an opinion that's a little bit slightly different from what you may have already said on Thursday? Because I'm never gonna hear it, but someone else might be, or maybe phrase it a different way, or maybe like tickle my balls a little bit while you're
JND's
doing
pricing on their C-level thing is stupid. I didn't put it. I was very diplomatic and stuff, but I feel like with you, I can.
Here.
What? Are you?
I'm trying to imagine where his balls are.
They're right here. So what you want to do is move your hands to the other side of the screen because you're camera right. Camera right. You're on camera left. So you want to reach up. Anyway, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You're great. I know. I can just blame Bob Dylan later. Whatever goes wrong, I normally do anyway. So the thing is, I think the pricing is stupid. $1,700. Like, I cannot imagine. Maybe whatever the technology does make it where they have to charge that kind of money. But just how they're going about putting out their first figure in this scale, having $1,700 version of it, which obliterates even what we talked about was expensive for in art back in the day. I mean, $1,100 is a lot. That's still a lot too. But where I think I saw correctly, they were even having in kind of their announcement video where they were going to have already within like a replacement set of hands for the movable finger hands that are with the highest edition. They might have a replacement thing. So almost automatically saying, hey, we're not sure 100% if you use these a lot, they'll last for a long period of time. So I was just like going, okay, that's great. Now, this is the one thing I did pay attention to 100%. Maybe you guys would know this. With those posable silicone hands, they attach kind of like part of the like lower
the forearm
arm attached to it and stuff, like pull it out. Okay. Yeah, that sounds cool and all and everything, but I looked at this. I'm just saying for look. I'm sure it's going to feel. I expect, because having known JND statues to me are worth mostly the money that they charge for them. The only thing I have with being the hands being like raising the price between the two editions, B and C, like $500. I'm sorry, but that's 2 Ahsoka figures that I have pre-order from Hot Toys. Like them added together.
So no, keep going. I think I'm gonna bring a completely different take on this, but please keep going. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, it's just one of these things where I'm just gonna say, for me, just looking at the figure, I'm sure with the construction and stuff and everything, I'm not someone who's in the industry hoping to make these. That pricing just seems absolutely ridiculous to me. Like, I'm sorry to say, other maybe a one-of-a-kind custom or something where someone's having to from scratch make something where maybe those cost a couple $1,000 or something. For a mass-produced figure, and I know this is not like Hot Toys where they make 4,000 something of a past figure, but it's still mass-produced, even 300 or whatever they're making of it, I think.
I'm going to have so much fun. I'm going to lose so many subscribers over this.
Yeah, so there's no way you can convince me that ever isn't worth it to pay for a 6-scale mass-produced figure for that kind of money.
Oh, I'm not.
I have a hard time, and just so you know, Payne, I'm not saying that about their statues. Where I saw the other day that I could buy that Mara statue you had, Payne,
for the same price. Yeah, I know.
for the same price. And I think I told you that because I thought how stupid it was. But we have several other versions of this guy who have become available or are coming available next year before this one comes out. Now, some will have sculpted hair, some will probably not. I'm sorry, a rooted hair Joker to me is a rooted hair Joker. Like, there's not necessarily, to me as the collector, going to be like a huge amount of difference where I can look at this and say I absolutely need to spend 3 times as much money on even an in-art figure or something like that, or $600 more. I'm sure there's in the technology some stuff that will make it why it has to be more expensive, but I never think you should pay. You can find other versions of the characters, which will probably be almost as good. Everything looks photorealistic these days. Maybe there's a little bit give or take with some of the how it looks, but I cannot imagine why you would spend so much on this one figure, other than you have to show, like, as you guys were talking, showing your big balls as a collector. Like, I was able to get this, even if you don't buy. You just buy that one. You don't buy any other figure for the rest of the year because you spend all the money you could possibly. Now, most people buying this probably they can afford buying a lot of this stuff. But I'm just saying this might be the one thing you just want to show off. I bought the first figure from these guys. I spent more than other people, and then you don't buy any other figures, even if there's in art or Hot Toys or whatever you want to buy. That's my rant. Sorry, we're going on.
So no, you're good. So. Honestly, when I first put the show together, I wasn't even really like thinking about talking about this. Then I was like, you know what? This is gonna rouse some feathers, and I love fucking with people, so that's what I'm gonna do today. And so, but in all fairness, I consider our buddy Bob Dylan like like a Yoda. When it comes to figures, he's like he buys so much like eclectic, obscure shit. He got me buying obscure shit for a while, and then I realized I couldn't keep up because it was just too obscure and too much. But I put Bob on. I asked Bob to come on because, well, I value his opinion. I think really highly of him as a friend, but also he just knows a lot of stuff. And I think this will be a very good conversation in terms of Lane's given his opinion, and then I'm gonna give mine, which, I mean, look at my fucking header. It says "Pain Ladyboy Lives Matter," so you know where my my fucking give a shit factor about this is. And then Josh is just shaking his head, going, "I just wanted to hang out with you. Why you got to take it this way?" And then to which I say, "Of course I got to take it this way. Otherwise, there's no point." And then so I'm gonna have Bob basically be our voice of reason, because I'm going to go off on a different tangent, and this is going to be fun because I'm going to piss off so many of the collectors, because I'm not really a collector. So all right, so here are my thoughts. Right, I don't disagree with what Lane's saying, but regardless of the price, yes, it's expensive. Hang on. Yes, it's expensive, right? And I get it. I get everything that Lane is saying, and I get what a lot of people will be bitching about the price about this. But here's my take. Now, I personally am not getting this set because I have too many Heath Ledger Jokers. So I don't need another set of this. I am, however, very optimistic about the future, because what they built here, first of all, they got to build this, it has to sell. But what they built here and where that will go down the road. Now, I think I saw something about the next one being Bale. I don't need Bale. I've got too many Bales. Possibly the Harry Potter, the 3 kids. That's a very odd, weird choice. I don't really want figures of 3 9-year-olds. So I guess
They're
5
11.
figures, whatever.
Just saying.
Like I don't want a baby Hermione. Like, I want like 20-year-old Hermione, but I don't want an 11-year-old Hermione. That's just odd. However, but maybe 6 figures down, eventually it might be a character that I really want, and then they do this shit, and I would be like, oh, cool. However, here's where Wait, where did
We lost him.
where did he go?
You said you didn't want 9-year-olds in lane dip. I'm not drawing any correlation there.
Oh my god! All right. Well, Lane, come back soon. But here's what I'm gonna say about this. Okay, I get it. It's pricey, and I get the whole. Lane, what the fuck did you do?
My computer froze and crashed.
Oh, okay. I thought you dipped.
He was googling 20-year-old Hermione.
Oh my god, he was googling 20-year-old.
Thanks.
No. So here's the thing, right? Like I get it. It's expensive. I get everything, but my thought about this is this. I'm happy that this exists. I'm happy
wait to hear why on this.
Oh, because fuck you. That's why. But I'm happy that this exists because if you're gonna like I look again. I haven't been watching anybody else. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same regurgitated like spiel from every fucking YouTuber or person who wants to rail about this out there. Blah 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 blah. It's too expensive. How could they do this? And I'm happy they did this because here's the thing. This was never meant for you, you fucking sons of a bitches. It was never meant for you. It was never meant for the people who buy Hot Toys. It was never meant for the people who buy InArt. It was never meant for you, okay? Love them or hate them, this company, when they first came out, did not come out and tailor their product for the masses. They went straight into the stratosphere, all right? You look at how Apple does its marketing. It never, for years, until Tim Cook took over, Apple never discounted anything because they positioned themselves as an ultra premium luxury brand. Okay, I'm going to give you another example. Puffco. Puffco makes really high-end vaporizers for people who smoke a lot of weed. The CEO of Puffco came out and said, I specifically targeted my prices of my product into the stratosphere so most people can afford it. But you know what? He still makes a fuck millions and millions. This company did not come out and target it for you, me, or for everyday person. They had a price point in mind. They want to target a certain echelon of people who would buy this shit without thinking twice, and that is what they did. This isn't a hot toy comparison. It isn't an InArt comparison. Think about the custom figures. I'm talking Poor Toys, Siberian Customs, PT Studio. Those guys, one figure starts at $1,400. One figure. You don't even get like as much like on this 2-pack that's 17. Now why the aftermarket went to 23? That part I can't say. But on the 2-pack on that 17, you get 2 figures plus 2 stands, 2 dogs. I actually really like the dogs. And all the accessories. If you go to Poor Toys and you want to buy their John Wick set, you get Wick and you get Donnie, and they're $1,400 each, and you get a couple hands, couple guns. That's it. Really good likeness. So Kojun, before, if I misunderstood, but Kojun before JND and before Hot Toys, whatever, did customs as well. This is targeted for those people who are crazy enough, and there are people like the people who bought the Lucifer set from the Keanu Reeves movie from Constantine. I fucking love that movie, but it's a set of 10. And I don't know how much that set costs, but it is not cheap. So there are people out there, and there is a group out there that if you want to buy a custom hit sculpt, the sculpt alone costs $300. Painting is going to cost another $300 to $400. You're looking at $1,700 on just the hit sculpt. Then you buy the clothes. If you buy a custom tailored suit, if you go to Siberian Customs and you do, oh fuck you, Bob. We'll show that in a little bit. But if you go to Siberian Customs and you do a tailored suit, they do a minimum run of 10 outfits. By the time you do a custom 10 outfit run and you do the body, your figure is close somewhere north of $1,100, $1,200. So JND even coming out and making 500, I think 500 is silly because they're anticipating that there are 500 custom people that are going to buy this shit, and so they kind of took a gamble on that. But if you think about, if I now went to Siberian Customs and I ordered that like Sister Act, the Whoopi Goldberg figure, that thing was like about $1,000 if I wanted to get that. So then pricing the figure A, kind of like I don't fault them for where they're going. At the end of the day, they're here to make profit. You can say how, and there's the thing that I'm gonna rant against. You can say how much. Oh my god, they're not here for the collector. Oh my god, this pain motherfucker, this fucking piece of shit. I want you guys to look at his channel and see this guy. This man is a piece of shit. He is not a collector. He is not for you. And it's like, apparently you fuckers don't know how economics work or how fucking businesses work. Apparently, so if my target audience was the high end, that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I would love a Porsche Cayenne or whatever it's called. It's $180,000 electric car. I don't own it, but I don't fucking hate on it. So
do it, Payne. Go for it.
What?
Do it, Payne. Go for it.
No, my point is, people are gonna watch the stream and they're gonna get pissed at me because of everything that I say. But it's like that. What I'm trying to say is this: you think that you shouting across this whatever, you think that's gonna change anything? Like, and especially like the asshole YouTubers who come on and be like, it is our job as influencers to hold our company's feet to the fire. Man, you are fucking delusional, and I don't know what crack you're smoking, but I'll buy some of that. Because no, fuck you. It's very simple. This whole fucking game, this whole fucking hobby comes down to you like, you buy, you don't buy. End of fucking story. Nobody has to tailor to you. Nobody has to tailor to the price point that you want something you deserve to be at because you think, oh, I'm a true collector. I should be able to do whatever. Okay. I come back to my answer to you. Suck my balls. And with that said, I would love to even out everything I said because we've heard Lane's point of view, we've heard my point of view, and I want Bobby to be the tiebreaker because Bobby can give us a different perspective because Bobby actually has that fucking Lucifer on his desk. You bastard.
He's got every Joker sitting there, otherwise, whether anything. But
I've got the Sister Act in the other room, actually.
Oh, man, fuck you, bro. No, I'm kidding. No, seriously. Actually, I'm of all people, dude, I think I really want to hear your thought process on all of this because I think, you're like I said before, like I feel like you're like the Yoda when it comes to figures. You just happen to know a lot. You're very knowledgeable. And you're also like a really fucking nice guy, which is something I can't seem to wrap my head around. How you're still like a very positive human being in spite of all this. I look at this hobby and I just want to piss on everybody. So,
some people
but first, that's the other thing. I gotta be careful who I say that to because somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, man, I want you to pee in my mouth," and I'll be like, "Damn it."
You're gonna end up like with those influencers that had the guy like set up. Can you please like step on my butt or something like that at TwitchCon or something?
Something like that. Yeah, that would actually happen to me.
I love how Lane just pulled that reference right out of the air. It was right there sitting.
Don't worry, Lane won't say that shit on like anyone else's channel. He only knows like I'm the dirty motherfucker that will. But no, Bob, I'm curious. You're somebody that I actually very much would like to hear what your thoughts are on all of this. And then Bob.
Bob is in very deep contemplation of freezing.
Son of a bitch.
No.
Oh, you back?
Oh,
there you are.
Yeah, sorry. I cut out.
Yeah, okay. You like totally froze for like 20 seconds.
Oh wow. Okay. So I'm gonna try to keep it concise because you both hit on a lot of excellent points.
I kind of want you to let loose and open up.
Oh, okay. I don't disagree with either one of you. I think it's just two different perspectives from two different ends of the spectrum, which it's totally fine. It's funny because I hear a lot of the same comments made when InArt announced their 2-pack and the price, shocked a lot of people. The character that they chose to be their first figure shocked a lot of people. A lot of, this kind of a Groundhog Day sort of moment. So what I think is interesting is JND is a statue company that's getting into 1/6. Queen Studios was a statue company that got into 1/6. They're making a lot of the same mistakes, not necessarily with the figure, but everything surrounding the figure. So they did not secure worldwide licensing before launching their product, just like InArt. I think that's mistake number one. They're now relying on scalpers and resellers for distribution. They're hoping that we figure out amongst ourselves that people will buy their shit, resell their shit. Kit will buy some, Sugo Toys will buy some. The people that kind of operate outside the boundaries of regional licensing. That's a good and bad thing, right? Because they know their product is going to get into the hands of the people that want them, but that's going to come at an increased cost to the consumer. That's going to create problems with after sale care, because now if there's an issue, now you're having to go through an intermediary who's going to tell you, hey, I just, you bought a resold product, take it up with the manufacturer. The manufacturer is going to tell you, well, you didn't buy it from us, so F off. It's going to create a lot of the same issues that we had with the InArt Joker 2-pack. So it's interesting that I hear these things with the price, with everything. Same arguments I heard about price before was, well, my DX11 is fine. I'm fine with that. I don't see the reason to upgrade. I don't even like rooted hair anyways. And everyone's like, hey, high quality rooted hair is probably something you haven't experienced. It's different than the plastic doll hair that Hot Toys used to use. Once you step that level of realism, there really is a noticeable upgrade. That this is what InArt is going to offer, is custom level figures at mass produced prices. So people who've done custom commissions, like you were pointing out, Poor Toys and whatnot, they saw the price and they're like, oh, this is actually cheap for what you get. You're getting a well-tailored outfit by someone like, on the same level of Iris or Tory Box. You're getting seamless sculpted hands, which is, again, something that Jesus Studio or Poor Toys would offer. You're getting a rooted hair. Somebody like Tetsu would charge you, $300 just to root the hair, and you're getting movable eyes, which is usually something custom people haven't been able to offer yet. So to get all that for $1,100 actually was a good deal. We're not even talking about the diorama, the magnetic base. There was so many extras thrown into that InArt 2-pack that when you broke it down from a customizer's perspective, the value was there. I mean, I realize the cost of production of these things is a fraction and their profit margins are huge, but I'm just saying, even given that, if you wanted to make a limited run of a figure of this quality, you were going to pay a lot more than $1,100. Now we're experiencing the same cyclical argument. They didn't secure worldwide licensing, so now instead of $1,700, you're being shown a price of $2,300, which to me is a ridiculous markup, but everyone's costs are whatever they are. Like you said, you either think it's worth it at that price or it's not. What are the upgrades you're getting at it? So you're getting silicone technology, which hasn't been seen since the Kojun Vincent Hanna, which is probably a figure that's 6 or 7 years old by now. And at that time, I don't know what the original price was, but I guarantee you it was more than $1,700. I think it was somewhere in the realm of $7K originally. Somewhere like that. I don't have any listings to actually corroborate that, but these are the prices that we're talking. And don't forget, in addition to what you had, he didn't have completely rooted hair. He had sculpted hair with just a few strands of rooted hair in the front. He didn't have rolling eyes, any posability to the eyes. Now you're not only getting rolling eyes, you're getting rolling eyes that you can control with a magnetic wand. So to me, I've always been in this hobby at this end of the spectrum for whenever somebody makes a technological leap in the game, when somebody takes what is done and then takes it that step further. Yeah, InArt will give you sculpted seamless hands, but they don't give you hands that you can pose. You still have to swap them out. Now we're getting seamless silicone hands that can actually be articulated. So that's improvement number one. We've had rooted hair that's high quality. But granted, when we say rooted in the 1/6 realm, it's not really rooted like it is with JND statues, where the hair is actually punched in. It's glued on top, especially considering you have to have a flap accessible in the back to access the purrs. So this is a silicone head with real punched rooted hair. Is that going to make a difference at 1/6 scale in terms of photorealism? Probably not, but I'm just saying there is that stepwise improvement. Then you have the magnetic rolling eyeballs. I've only seen one other person on Instagram that is showcasing it, and their version is still very primitive. So you're still probably looking at another 5 to 7 years before you're going to see something like that roll into something at Hot Toys price point level, where now you have rolling eyes that you don't have to manually access, which means it makes sense, because if you have a seamless silicone sculpt, you're not going to want a flap that you're going to have to remove all this rooted hair and whatnot just to access, or remove the sculpt with an upper chest from the body just to access the eyes. So they kind of were forced to create some sort of innovation where we want to have rolling eyes, but we also want this seamless silicone sculpt. How are we going to, fix this problem? And they came to it, I think, in a very creative way. Are there going to be QC issues with it? Probably, because it's brand new. And anytime somebody does something brand new, there's going to be growing pains. But the fact that they were willing to try it is kind of what sold me on it, was that there was 2 or 3 big things that have never been done before. Now, mistake number 2 they made, besides securing worldwide distribution rights, is they chose the Ledger Joker. I'm pretty sure they could have chosen almost any other character in any IP, and everyone would have been way more excited for it than another Ledger Joker, right? He's been done to death, beyond death, posthumously being created and recreated in every iteration. People are exhausted of the character.
Man, they should have done somebody with double D boobs, silicon titties.
I'm sure, but here's the thing that people forget. They teased that they were going to get into 1/6 at the end of 2021, right when InArt was kind of telling us, hey, this is coming. We're not just telling you we're going to theoretically make 1/6 figures. And they made a very vague statement. We knew it was going to be the Joker, and then it went on sale Q1 of 2022. I think that's when they were locking down licensing rights. So what we're seeing now is the byproduct of R&D that was done back in 2022. They can't all of a sudden pivot shift and say, oh, shoot, InArt is going to make a Ledger Joker. We got to pick somebody else. They already, I think, sunk costs into securing those rights, and they had to move forward because everyone at that time saw the after sale prices of the DX11 were still sky high, and they figured, hey, maybe we'll choose him. He doesn't have, if you think about it from an artistic standpoint, it's kind of a clever choice because he's got a painted face. You don't have to worry about too much realistic skin texture. When I look at customizer painters, the Joker is one that tends to make everybody look good because, whether it's splotchy white or smooth white, it'll look like the Joker at different phases in the film, whether his makeup was more clean at the beginning or more messed up. So it kind of covers up for people's weaknesses versus if you pick someone like Christian Bale with a real realistic skin texture, if you can't match that paint job like a Yalim or a 357, it's going to come through. So it's kind of a smart character to start with because he's easier to carry out than a more realistic looking character. Plus his hair is messy. It's green. It's not even a natural color. So your tones can probably be a little bit off. There's a lot of room for latitude in terms of nailing his likeness at various skill levels. So I think that was another problem, is they made that decision too early. They got locked into a character that nobody has a high demand for at this point. But that tends to be the problem with Warner Brothers, because when you guys heard James talk, Dave Yoon, he helped me translate, as well as Christian Detour Collections. He helps me translate what the guy's actually saying.
Right.
The other IPs that he's teased that they have licenses for, the one denominator, the thing they have all in common is they're all owned by Warner Brothers. Harry Potter that you mentioned, right? That's Warner Brothers. Matrix, that's Warner Brothers. Obviously, DC, that's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers seems to be the company that hands out its licensing with little to no restriction.
He froze.
Restraint.
That's a
Robert
I'm-
D
he-
was
he's
about
gonna
to
come.
say.
He's gonna come back. He's gonna come back.
Yeah. He's not he's correct with that, because WB just has tons of stuff made by everybody.
Yeah, but while we're waiting for him to come back, I want to pivot to Josh real quick because I feel like Josh has been just sitting there for the last 30 minutes.
It's okay, man. I'm just chilling.
How you been, man? You jacking off under the table there?
No, man. I'm just listening to everybody. Everybody has really good, solid points.
Speaking of which, You haven't been doing it. Have you been doing anything on your channel lately? Like, what are you about to these days? Like, what are you?
No,
what you up to, man?
It's been pretty quiet. Oh, we lost him.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
It's been pretty quiet. I'm kind of taking care of some personal things, so money and finances is going other places. But once I get caught back up, I plan to get back into it, back on my reviews and whatnot. I mean, I'm just chilling. I've been doing the Friday night show with Miguel over in Toy Quest.
Oh, cool.
So,
do you have anything upcoming or anything on order? Or anything
yeah. I have the Last of Us Dio, the new one from the
Prime1.
Yeah.
So that's you're like 2025, 2020.
Yeah, and then I did pre-order the third scale Mark 7 from Queen.
Ooh,
you ended up going that route. That's interesting. Because
Yeah,
I thought, weren't you going to do like a bunch of the quarters around the 85 half, or you changed your mind?
Well, yeah, I saw my 85. But I'm very tempted by or interested in this third scale line. So I kind of want to see the other ones before I make any decisions. I want to see, because I know it's silicone. I want to see the price points of like the Hulk and Thor and Wanda and stuff, and kind of see if that's a route I want to go or not. And then if not, then I'll kind of maybe go back towards the quarter scale thing we talked about.
I probably, even if I'm like, I don't plan to be still doing this in 2025, but even if I'm kind of out, I'd still want a 1/3 Wanda in silicon if it's done right.
That'd be done. And of course, one of my end all be all is like in game. So when I get out of it, I really want that Hulkbuster you have behind you. So that's one day.
That's the way it goes, D.
What's up, Charlie Brown? What happened? You started talking about licensing, and then WB like reached out over the interwebs and like cut off the internet.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, but I'm using my phone.
It's all good,
I think
bro.
I was just saying that Warner Brothers seems to be handing out licenses to anyone who wants one.
Yeah, anyone who pays them enough money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that seems to be the problem. Is you're getting all these custom, or high-end statue companies trying to get into figures. They want their figures to be licensed, and so what they end up doing is redoing a lot of figures that we already have, because that's the only license they can get.
Lane, what are you doing? Are you making Iron Man squeeze somebody's boob? I'm very confused as to what's going on here. And you're muted.
Yeah, oopsie. Well, no, I was going to say, and I was having him kind of pointing at Bob right now. Because Bob is being threatened to make sure he's talking, negatively about WB and stuff. Like,
okay. Well, just
Iron Man is.
Wait.
He just.
There we go.
Well, just from the way you were having him pose, it looked like you were trying to get Iron Man to touch his boobs. So.
Well, it might have been that too, actually, but
I knew we would pull the perv out of you sooner or later. Hang out with me too much, and next thing you know, you'll be snorting lines of cocaine off of a hooker's ass.
Yeah, I can definitely say is not going to happen. That would take a lot of pain gas.
I told you fuckers last week, man. You never know. Okay, sometimes you do enough drinking, you do enough blow.
No.
Suddenly, the lady boy comes in. You don't even notice the difference. Okay, and some of them they look so good. You don't really know. You're high and you're drunk, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, I can say I've never been in that situation. Even when I was on tour, I wasn't even in that situation.
Yeah, I've never been in that situation, and I can safely say the last time I had just any drip of alcohol that touched my tongue was back in September.
Oh,
and that was visiting actually my parents. I drink more when I go visit my parents than I ever do. So
all right. Well, one of these days we'll party together somewhere, and I'll make sure to buy you a couple of
I'll be lucky if I still have probably my clothes on after that day and wake up the next morning.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Hangover Part 4, bitch.
Yeah.
What do you say, Josh?
I'll actually be in Atlanta soon because my little sister lives out there, and she's been like begging me and my other sister to come out and hang out with them.
Wait,
in Atlanta.
This is a different sister?
I have like 6 sisters, man. My dad was a busy man.
Jesus. That's a lot.
That is a lot of sisters, man.
Well, yeah, so 4 of them are biological, and then 2 are step.
And
Oh,
then,
wait, hang on. Xenocam says he lived in Thailand for 6 years and never had that happen. Well, you know,
how do
I
we
guess
automatically associate
maybe it's just
with
me.
our statue collectors?
It's not
country?
maybe, it is just you.
maybe
is
weird
just-
shit just happens to my life.
I
All
would
right.
believe that completely.
No. Wait, hang on. So your youngest, this is what, the sister number 4? Is it the baby? What is the youngest?
Second to youngest. She's
So-
she turned 21 though, so she's
Oh,
not young anymore.
so when are you gonna come down here? Come out here?
We're still working it out. It's gonna be, I work retail, so it has to be after the
Right.
holiday shit.
Yeah. Hit me up, man. I will take you out.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll take you out. Take your sisters a couple of bars and places.
And you can,
And I guess all the naughty places would be taken
Well,
off. It's
can
fine. I
find-
can do clean. I can
you
do
can find
clean.
some lady boys.
No, we don't really. Wait, hang on. It's okay. I can do clean. I can do clean. I can be prim. I will do a body assault and we can do the clean shit.
Oh, no,
had to
dude,
think
she's-
about it, though.
She's the one that worries me. She's the party animal. Like with the shit she posts on like Instagram and stuff. Like, yeah, so don't have to worry about it.
Please do tell. What is her account? I'm gonna go follow her right now.
Oh god.
Now, for our guys in chat too, I know we were talking up. I need to just make a thing because this is the first time I've gotten to speak to Bob D. Actually, like talk with him, able to hear my verbiage in a couple of years. Bob Dylan is absolutely one of the nicest guys in this entire hobby. He's probably honestly nice.
That's why I say he's like
despite
fucking Yoda.
it's not also just a sense of humor because yes, sometimes I would agree. Even I've had some like Bob Dylan's sense of humor can sometimes be taken or leave it, but I'm like, but that's one of the best things. He always has a sense of humor about.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, but no, that's the thing is though he always has a sense of humor about stuff, so that means that you're not trying to make quips or jokes most of the time, unless you have something or you have a little bit of positivity going on in your day. And there is so much in the world today, just in general, not in collecting, but real life, work, family, whatever has things going backwards. Sometimes you can always run into just in an average week. Bob Dylan always usually, I mean, I can't even think off the top of my head something where he wasn't doing some quips or whether on Facebook, in a chat or whatever. He always has positivity about him in this industry, in this hobby, that almost I never see anybody have. And that's a rare thing you have to enjoy. Sorry, anyway, I didn't mean to get cited on that.
No, but I really
need,
I really need you. I really need.
I wanted to say that here while he was on.
Of course, I completely agree. But I really need to get you a bunch of lap dances.
Like I do, yeah, I won't disagree.
Like I think. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, we got a party. We got a party sometime, and I really need to pay for like a private room for you with a bunch of girls.
I'm about as interested in sandpaper, I will admit.
He's as interested as sandpaper. Hey, Brian Wong, my Singapore kaki.
Mr. Maji Case is here.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, hey Brian, no excuse. Come on, man. Come on the screen. Come on the channel, bro. Come on. Don't tell me you're out feeding the baby. Okay, I'm not gonna believe you for the 5th time. Okay, come on the channel. I send you the link. You come on. Come on. He's not gonna come on.
Yeah, Pete.
I guarantee you, his HR people are like, you cannot go on that channel.
Yeah. Well,
you are banned from going on that channel.
We showcase his products. Most of us. You got Maji cases. I've got.
I know, but I talk too much about tits and ass.
I don't know if you get this a lot, but I gotta say it's a little off topic. But does anyone ever tell you look like Jake Johnson, the guy who voices Peter Parker in Into the Spider-Verse? It's kind of tripping me out.
That's why I was like, "What?" Yeah. Now that you bring it up, I was
like, I'm like, I was trying to figure out the guy's name. I was like, that's like it's kind of trippy, bro. You look just like him.
I wish I had his money, but that's good.
But actually, so actually, hang on real quick because I want to pivot the topic back real quick. So besides the licensing stuff where you stopped at, Bob, is there anything? Other thoughts on all of this? Because I kind of like everything you said was actually a very interesting perspective that I don't think is heard of or talked a lot at
Yeah.
all, because every time you hear one of these motherfucking YouTubers, all you hear is people bitch about how they can't afford it. But you're bringing like a realistic of you're breaking down and going and saying, listen, there's a reason why, and blah 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 blah. And I don't think that is said enough. And what I want to do is I want to kind of splice this together and make it like a talk about custom figures and things like that. So please continue your train of thought, because I would love to hear it.
Though I think the thing I forgot to mention, or before I got cut off, is this is not going to be the first figure with a silicone neck to hit the market. I think something that's kind of flew under the radar is the BBO Toys is working with Maha to make the Beast from Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
Again, kind of an odd choice.
Yeah. Why didn't they make the wife?
Right.
Yeah.
Or Song, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think what they wanted to do is they wanted to pick a character that had a very exposed upper chest to showcase the point of the technology was, look, if you had this figure made by anybody else, he'd have to have a seam at the neck or a seam at the chest. It wouldn't look as good. It wouldn't look as authentic. And wouldn't have, his characteristic kind of stringy rooted hair. So they picked him. They're also giving him, I believe, silicone hands. I just don't know if they're posable or not. They kind of showed that they were pliable in the video, but they didn't show that it could hold a pose. I think the main difference between the two is whether they have a wire incorporated in the silicone mold or not. Because I do have a couple figures by Adation, which are full silicone bodies that are posable and with articulated fingers and toes. There's no seam at the wrist. There's no seam at the ankles. This technology, my point is, has been around. It just hasn't been applied with medical grade silicone yet. But I kind of wanted to pick that figure up. That price point on that figure, by the way, is just north of 400. So it's not necessarily that 1,700 is the cheapest that you can make one of these figures at. But remember, this isn't going to be officially licensed. It's not a super popular character. It's not going to have magnetic rolling eyes or anything like that. It just is going to have a seamless silicone bust. It's really more than just a sculpt. I kind of want to see how that's going to hold up, because we see these patterns in the third party and the customizer world, is that one company will come out with an innovation and then all of a sudden you'll see it ripple out to everybody else.
Yeah.
So the World Box AT020 was the first body I saw that offered seamless wrists. I swear about 6 months after that, all the third party figures I saw, the high end ones were offering seamless wrists, and it's based on that body. The Maverick, there was a couple different versions of Maverick that came out. They were showcasing seamless wrists. The same thing happened when the Maha body was introduced, which is sort of a spin on the World Box. The addition that they have is they added a swivel joint just below the elbow, so that even though you have the seamless wrist, it's not locked into position like it is in the World Box, where the World Box, once you have the seamless attached, all you can do is bend the elbow. But with the Maha, you get the seamless wrist, you maintain the elbow, but you can also swivel. It's just that you're not swiveling at the wrist, you're swiveling at the forearm that's going to be hidden by the clothing. So you get the realism and you get back the articulation. So I think the Maha body is now going to be the base that all these third parties are going to be using, just like the BBO toys. They were the first to jump on it. They announced that Wong Fei Hong figure that has that set of seamless forearms that you can attach just below the elbow with a peg system. That body was used to make that Kung Fu Hustle figure. They just added a little bit of a wider aperture at the chest to allow that seamless sculpt to sit flush. So don't be surprised if you start seeing more figures offering this seamless silicone technology that have nothing to do with JND. I don't know if they're going to be using the same quality of silicone. I don't know if their paint application or the rooted hair is going to be as good. But again, this tends to be the thing. We see it in the auto industry. The classic example is if you look at the Mercedes S-Class, whatever features are offered in that car are going to become the new standard for everybody 10 years later. They were the first to have self-ratcheting seatbelts. They were the first to have airbags. A lot of the things that they have now are the standard, backup cameras, whatnot, those kind of safety features. If you look at the third-party high-end customizer world, every figure I see, they're offering seamless wrist swap outs. I just got the Shaun of the Dead set from Matt Wong, Sensation Studio. He not only has seamless wrists, he has seamless wrists and elbows. So the whole arm is seamless going all the way up to the shoulder joint. So that if you have someone wearing, a t-shirt kind of length shirt, the whole arm can be seamless and it attaches via magnets. So you still get some articulation component for posing. And he used either silicone or some sort of soft plastic where the fingers are pliable and soft. So they're not like in that static sculpt like you get with Pore Toys, for example, where it's hard to place the accessories in. All of these things are already starting to drip in the market. The problem is, like you said, is that most collectors are sticking to licensed stuff by, let's say, Hot Toys. So if they don't see Hot Toys do it, they don't know it exists, or they think that it's priced way beyond their budget. You just have to wait a couple years. Those things will eventually start to drip down. I mean, if it wasn't for InArt, I think it's safe to say we would have never gotten the artisan line from Hot Toys. Competition has effects. Like the laws of economics cannot be ignored, whether it's figures or, high-end cars. Those supply and demand economics always dictate market forces. So if Hot Toys sees that everybody is migrating towards InArt, or all the talk and the hype is about InArt, and InArt is doing rooted hair, which they don't, at least at a custom level, they're going to at least explore it. Maybe not on the same level, not at the same price point or the same edition size, but they're going to see if they can match their competition in order to bring the attention, the spotlight back on them. This magnetic purrs, I bet you we see a figure with magnetic purrs before the end of 2024 that is not by JND. It'll be by someone else, because if I see an Instagram random customizer playing with magnetic eyes, there's no such thing as intellectual property in China.
No.
Somebody will figure it out. Somebody will copy it. You're going to see it come out. So I'm actually going to pick up that BBO Toys, the Beast figure, just to showcase to people the tolerances of that silicone and what they probably can expect from the Kojun figure. At least that quality or better.
You know what's funny is I love that movie and I was going to buy that, but I didn't know where to get it. So I'll hit you up about that later. But here's something that I've noticed about you. And this is just from me observing how you do things. I know you occasionally buy statues here and there, but what is it about 1/6 that it seems like you gravitate more towards 1/6, and you also gravitate towards shit that most people wouldn't go for? So what is it that you like? What tickles your nuts and then makes you like go buy shit?
I did have a 1/3 scale collection. I think what attracted me to JND was the silicone skin, the rooted hair. To me, it's about the realism. I like things to look as photorealistic as possible. The reason why I started collecting 1/6 figures in the first place is I really follow the actors. I like following their career. I like to see realistic sculpts. So when there are figure lines that tend to do animated looks or cartoonish kind of figures, jointed figures, I tend to gravitate away from those. And I've been accused of being an elitist. That's probably true. I want
no. You're a nice guy. You're one of the nicest fuckers I've ever met. I'm probably the elitist, but only when it comes to pussy.
I mean, you call it whatever you want, right? So the point is, I want them to be as realistic possible. And to me, I see the most realistic sculpts in 1/6. Even with 1/3 scale statues, sometimes I see 1/6 scale sculpts that they just seem to capture the likeness a little bit more. Maybe it's
Here's a good example. I think the material scale in their 3rd scale as far as sculpt goes.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because you're like, well, don't you have more room to work with? But sometimes that's more room to fail versus a 1/6 sculpt. Maybe the tolerances, the like margin of error
that
is a little bit more forgiving.
That Lucifer, holy shit, is so good. It's so spot on. Like that
Yeah. Well, the other thing I like about 1/6 is that they're not static pieces. So you can pose, you can recreate scenes, but also they're a lot cheaper to repair. I mean, if you chip a polystone on a piece, you got to get somebody who really knows what they're doing to repair it. Then they have to repaint it.
Right.
These things, I can play with them pretty harshly. As long as I don't scuff the paint on the sculpt itself, I can replace the outfit, the body, the hands, anything of this figure up and down. I can replace, modify, customize. This is essentially what I did with my InArt 2-pack. I took the long coat version and I put a custom sculpt on it because I wanted the angry hit me expression. I took one of the sculpts and I put it on the bank robber Joker, the clean sculpt, because my bank robber Joker had a Tory box outfit, but the head was kind of dated. So I put the in-art head on there. The dirty head I kept with the jailhouse scene because I really like the seamless forearms. I like the smeared makeup on the expression, but I kind of sort of mixed and matched to get three figures out of the two
nurse
pack.
one, is that the custom one or the third party knockoff?
Yeah, so this is an interesting one because this is actually dovetails into what I plan to do with my Kojun. This was a CGL Toys outfit,
right?
But the head is one of the older MMS series Hot Toys Joker heads. I mean, you can see it doesn't really stand up to the other ones that are rooted and have updated paint apps. But my friend Adam, he used a customized body to give seamless elbows and seamless wrists. I mean, they're static, but at least they're seamless. Same thing at the legs. So what I'm thinking is, if I can take one of the Kojun seamless busts and pop that on a Fison that's been modified, I could get a seamless Nurse Joker, which a lot of people were saying, why did they announce this version of the Joker? Why did they do a Joker? Why did they do the purple long coat, the jailhouse Joker? They should have done a Nurse Joker. They should have done something that no one else has done. They should have done something that showcases seamless technology. And I think this would be a good candidate for sort of a Frankenstein kit bash, because Fison bodies are readily available, but you need a nice seamless sculpt because if you want to open up the shirt a little bit, you can expose that seamless neck. You can give the magnetic eyes some, expression, maybe use the laughing expression because not a lot of people are excited about that alternate sculpt. So I figure I might as well put it on the nurse anyways. It's just interesting. This is where I live. I've gone in different scales. I've gone from figures and statues, and I've even collected smaller scale stuff. I seem to always keep coming back to 1/6 because there's a huge variety of customized sculpts that offer really photorealistic paint jobs. You can get them with rooted hair relatively inexpensively. The outfits are readily available. The bodies are cheap and easy to repair. They hold up very well. Like if I want to ship a figure to a friend and I don't have the box, easy. I just wrap everything in bubble wrap. I send it. A statue, you need to keep the statue box if you're going to ship a statue, right?
Yeah.
You're not just going to wrap that thing in bubble wrap and pray and send it off. I mean, it'll be
well, but then you also go crazy because you like invest into building insane dioramas like the ones in your backdrop. So I can't see is there a third level? So like right now we've got the Somalia diorama, we've got the Matrix diorama, we've got the
2
bank
levels
Joker.
above.
So it's a 4 module case set.
Yeah, I got 12 units from Brian back in I don't know when it was 2020, maybe 2019.
Brian, you see, he's got a whole wall. I have my wall, so we love the module.
But I think these two are the custom dioramas that I have. This one was done by Josh Jones. That's the courtyard scene from Matrix Reloaded, the Burly Brawl.
And what's on the bottom?
The Somalia diorama is from Vanessa Capitini, a Creative Vein. She's in Italy. And I forgot. So that one is by Full Creation. It's a Hong Kong-based company. That one is mass produced. You can buy that one.
Oh. Cool.
You just have to kind of finagle them because they don't like shipping internationally because things can get damaged. So you just basically promise not to complain if things break, and then they'll finally ship it to you.
Okay. And what's at the bottom? But below that.
That one is by MMM Toys. It's sort of this garage scene that you can use for anything you want. I used it for the Ecto one time. You can use it for the 2022 Battinson because I thought his Batcave was really more of a garage.
Right.
So I have the 2022 Batmobile in there. I can put the Bat Cycle in there. It kind of works. It's immersive.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then what's
I've
on
had
the
to cut
top?
down on dioramas.
What's on the top, or are they just figures?
I don't have any dioramas in the top one. Oh, I lied. I've got the Hall of Armor, but that's from Hot Toys. That's standard. I've got the Mark VI circular gantry. by TYS Toys. But now Hot Toys is finally making their own version. So I can get rid of that one eventually. But for a while, that was the only way you could get that. Also, I've got the Josh Jones racetrack diorama. Oh, you know what? I guess I will tell you. So my other passion besides movies is F1.
Really?
Yeah, Formula One. I'd like that. I'm maybe not the most modern iteration of it, but just the history of F1, the 70s and 80s. You know, you talk about Ayrton Senna from Brazil.
Okay.
Proust, and you know, you had that rivalry between Hunt and Niki Lauda.
Okay.
So my favorite scene in Iron Man 2 is obviously like the Mark V suiting up in the suitcase. But just before that, they were having a historic Grand Prix, which is actually something that they still do in Monaco, where they use the older generation F1 cars. That's what Tony was driving, was a 70s era F1.
Right.
I'm getting that F1 car made.
Oh my God, you crazy bastard.
And it's going to have a removable steering wheel. It's going to be totally screen accurate. I don't know the exact dimensions. I think it's going to be about 1.5 feet long. But
so
it's
you
going to
can
have
put Tony in there?
Yes. Well, that was one of the stipulations was we wanted the steering wheel to be removable because we actually want to be able to put the racetrack suit Tony in there. So the footwell has to be realistically deep. Right. So he did a cutaway of it and showed that you can actually put the full figure with his shoes on, because apparently that's a thing now, that he'll fit in there and his feet will reach the bottom of the footwell. But I thought that would be fun just to have that F1 car with real big chunky rubber tires. I didn't want resin tires. I wanted real rubber tires.
Nice. When is that going to get delivered?
But that moment right there,
we're hoping like for end of January. If it comes out before end of February, that'd be amazing. But you know, I know how it is around the holidays. Nobody wants to be working on projects and commissions. They want to take a break. So we'll see.
Sorry, Lane. What were you saying?
No, but I would just had to say there, Bob Dylan's expression when he was just thinking about it there for a minute, like, see, guys, when we're talking about with the joys of collecting, that why this can work and why this works and stuff is that no agenda, no discussion. Bob Dylan's just talking about, I am getting this made. No matter how crazy you might think it's causing him or whatever, you know, that's not what it's about. What we at the end, guys, don't remember. That's why whether like what I was talking about from my perspective for the Kojun Joker from one perspective or Payne's perspective, what's about at the end of the day, or what this is supposed to be about. Not always for everybody, isn't necessarily, but that expression on Bob Dylan's face there, he had just when he was thinking about this item he's going to be having to him, that just almost childlike. Just for a second, Bob Dylan. I'm not
childlike glee and wonder.
Yeah, in just that 1 second when you were just like,
I need to make a Payne collectible shirt that says Bob Dylan loves customs like I love hookers.
Wow. I think the Bob Dylan estate might take issue with
it. Shit, that's right. I don't want to get copyrighted.
Bob Dylan is not in public domain yet.
Not yet.
Okay, I might get. I'll have to working group this T-shirt idea, but I'm gonna revisit that.
I love, but that's what I mean though. That's what just. I'm sorry, but I just saw that for a second, just like just you don't even have it yet, but it was just a thought of that, or even just a theory in your mind's eye. Like,
wait, hang on, where the fuck are you gonna put it? If it's 1.5 feet, that's 48 inches.
Yeah,
that's future Bob's problem. I don't have to worry about that. That he'll figure something out.
Do you have room up there?
Oh, yeah. I've got clearance at the top. That's actually where my DeLorean Mark II is now. So I kind of thought if I wanted to, I could have the F1 car opposite of the DeLorean. Like I've got the Flashpoint Bat Cycle up there.
Wait, hang on. It's a low profile. You're telling me you're not going to go build a diorama of the racetrack and recreate that scene with the car and with Whiplash and with the fence and all of that? Well, I see you doing that.
I have a racetrack diorama already. It's not made for a vehicle, but I probably could ask Josh to just extend it a couple segments, and then it would.
I feel like the car will come in, you'll go watch Iron Man 2 again, and then you'll be like, yeah, I'm going to recreate this fight scene, and then it's going to go down another 6-month rabbit hole. but you already have the Whiplash figures, you already have the Tony suit, you already have the car, and the next thing you know, you'll be building all the other like environment shit, and then
there's a guy, his name escapes me at the moment, but he did that. He made like it's something that's about the size of a DF-120. He cut an RC F1 car in half. He used the cotton ball kind of effect to make like an exploding flame. He's got Whiplash with the whips. I mean, he recreated that whole scene. Then you have Stark Industries, the secret base cafe guy. I don't know if you've ever seen his stuff on Instagram. He had the most customized, most unique dioramas of anyone probably in the hobby. He actually had a Rolls-Royce Phantom in 1/6 made, then had it cut to recreate how it was cut by Whiplash, where it had like that top left corner was cut along the A-bar. Not only that, he has a 1/6 Audi, the e-tron, whatever it is, the electric version. He has a 1/6 scale version of it with lights and everything. And he sold his entire collection recently.
Wow. Man, and here I can't even find a goddamn 1/6 black Ducati for my Trinity figure, motherfucker. You have one? Fuck you.
Oh wow.
It's like
see,
jackass.
I like having Bob Dylan here with all this 1/6 scale vehicle stuff because, like, I don't know why, but like I just was looking up today, like just on top of 2 of my details, and I was looking.
Yeah, bastard. Hey, that looks nice. Oh, it's green too, which is what Trinity rides in the second Matrix.
Yeah, so they took I think it was actually black, and then the person repainted it to be that green, like it was on the highway. Because she rode a motorcycle like in 2 different parts. She rode a motorcycle in the dream sequence, which goes to the 3rd act when she has to destroy the electrical facility, whatever. Then she rode the green Ducati on the highway.
Yeah,
when she's trying to save the keymaker or whatever. Yeah. That's this one.
Nice, dude. Congratulations. I'm hoping Fishbone does a new Trinity.
Oh man, I forgot about their announcements. Like you saw the full screen of their teased figures, right?
And I think one of them has to be a Trinity.
So they had the priest version of Neo. They had Trinity.
The twins.
They had the twins, and they had
Persephone.
Persephone's
sexy, but I like her. She's so pretty.
Like, I'm kind of scared because I'm like, Fishbone usually does recasts, and I've never seen a Monica Bellucci sculpt that was even like half good.
Right.
So but you know what? Even if they just give you the base figure, you at least got something to work on. Like you got the clothes, you got the body, you can get a custom.
I don't know. I don't have the Hot Toys Neo, but I have the Fishbone one, and I think it looks pretty spot on. So I
don't think it's bad. Usually with Fishbone or present toys, you may have to modify the body a little bit to get it to sit right with the clothing. Like that's what I did with the Agent Smiths. Was the pants were a little bit baggy, so I just popped in some ankle extenders, and they look fine because now the pants drape the way they should proportionally. I mean, it's not a bad starting point.
So Equan's bringing up a good question. He says, "Are you guys doing Fishbone or present for the Morpheus?" I'm doing Fishbone. What are you doing? Or hang on, I know the answer. You're doing both because you're crazy like that.
I'm. When I looked at the present toys one, I think they were using the promo images from the Wonder World custom. Right. So I'm kind of suspicious. Like, did they recast it? Is it actually going to come out to look anywhere near that good? Because he's got more of a Kato style clothing.
Yeah.
I think it was done by Kato, but you know what I mean? Like that level of tailoring. What I think it would be nice is to get that, whichever one ends up with the better sculpt, because what I want to do is make the martial arts version of Morpheus from the beginning when he does the simulation, where Keanu's like, I know Kung Fu, show me.
Yep.
So I can get the black gi from, I forget the guy's name, Jared Leto's character from Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, I don't
When he was that weird CEO, whatever.
Josh might know. 2049. Do you know, remember the movie?
Blade Runner?
Yeah, he was like in charge of the company making the replicants.
Jared Leto.
Isn't that weird scene with he like killed the chick or whatever? And
Well, so anyway, he was wearing a black gi, and it's very similar to the black gi that Lawrence Fishburne is wearing in The Matrix. So I have that set from Toy Anxiety. I'm going to try to take that sculpt, cut the neck off of it, get it on a world box. I forget the number, but the one that correlates with like an African American body, and try to make that look for him, because that's the only thing kind of missing from my Matrix scene is to have a Keanu Reeves and a Morpheus in their martial arts gear and like, you know, have them in a little dojo style diorama. I think that would be kind of neat.
So Equan brings up a good point. Yeah, I'm going with a fishbone because it comes with the chair.
Ah,
and
yeah,
there's more
good
accessories. So I'm just gonna go with that.
Fishbone kills
Also,
it
I
with
think
the
the present
accessories.
just looks a little bit like present in general always just looks like they just fucked up this one little thing. This is this tiny thing that's just a little bit fucked up, and you can't quite pinpoint what the problem is. And then you're like, oh, here's the problem. It's fucking President Toys. That's why.
Yeah, the eyes are too close together, or the face is a little bit too long.
It's
Just
gonna
like
be
one little thing.
It's just gonna be something, just to be like, just to like stick it to the person. But anyway, let's pivot for a second, because I feel like my buddy Josh here asked me to come talk about stuff, and then I just left him hanging.
Here you are. I'm enjoying the conversation.
Because you don't really do figures anymore. Well, you did for a while, didn't you?
I have a.
Did you ever keep that Loki or whatever?
I have 4 on order. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What are you getting?
The Gantry Mark 6, the Artisan Wanda, Kang, and then Spider-Man. The final suit from No Way Home.
Oh wow, that's pretty eclectic. That's nice.
Wait, didn't that already come? No, I don't remember.
No, that's we had the integrated suit that was called the gold Iron Spider.
Oh, okay.
But the
so
suit
you're
we got
Marvel centric though.
In the movie. What was that?
You're Marvel centric though.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then lately, I've actually they're the smaller scale, but those PPAP Pokemon statues. That's what I've been really getting into. Those are pretty cool.
Oh, have you been getting those lately?
Yeah, I got the Lucario one, and then I have like 3 more on the way.
Oh, okay. So just kind of pivoting for a while. Well, that's pretty
How
cool.
big are those?
The smaller stuff right now, just because it's more.
Well, of course. Yeah,
it's more affordable right now. Everything's just kind of getting crazy expensive, so I'm kind of like diving back into the smaller stuff a little bit.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, here's the thing. It's just like, look, yes, we know the companies are pricing out a lot of people, but no one says you have to buy it.
Well, yeah, that's why
you don't have to buy it.
Smaller stuff, and then I'll buy like 2 or 3 big things. Like the 2 big things I have in order right now is the Mark 3 or Mark 7 half or 3rd scale, and then that Last of Us Dio. But
so
the smaller things.
But can I say something about 112? Have you not noticed the huge quality jumps 112 has been getting? Like not just licensed, like the Limb toys, the 112 Last of Us, Joel and Ellie, they look great. And then the Mayfex Batman.
If they're not freaking Hasbro, they started looking better.
Yeah, but I mean like the Mayfex, the Mezcos, Mayfex has had a huge jump in their head sculpts. I don't know if they've gone from manual painting instead of screen printing, but even their quality in their head sculpts and soft goods, they're starting to use more soft goods. Everything seems to be way more proportional than it used to be.
In figure arts was like their anime style ones or gaming style ones or everything. Those the figure arts, the Venom and movie Carnage, like those things are actually very impressive. Like
there's a guy on Instagram, Mattia Photography. The way he takes his photographs, you sometimes can't tell that that's 112 versus like 1/6. Like he shoots it at the right angle. He gets the lighting right. He does blur out the joints a little bit. But I mean, in terms of the sculpt quality, I would not disregard someone who collects 112 now because the quality really has improved. I mean, the prices have gone up too, but at least the quality is also kind of keeping up with the price hike a little bit.
Man, everything costs more money now. Hookers cost more money now than they did a year ago. I'm just saying.
Say that Hulk was
silicone's more expensive in general for the hookers, so that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. What,
well,
Josh?
The hookers have pre-orders to pay off too, man. Come on, they're collectors.
It depends on what kind of hookers. Lady boys matter.
Oh my god.
But what were you saying, Josh?
No, it's just saying, what do you think? Say if that Hulkbuster were to come out today, because when it came out, it was like $3,000. Do you think it'd easily be 5 or 6 if they were like to announce it like today? With the way prices are now.
Yeah, probably, maybe. Though
Mother, yes.
I kind of wish you see, my only beef with this Hulkbuster is that they could have made it the same way Prime1 made Justice Buster and have it come in parts, as opposed to one giant body. That's my real beef with the
Yeah.
Hulkbuster. And I think had they made it in parts and made it full cast instead of semi hollow, I mean, granted, it would be heavier than the 200 pounds it already is, but I still would rather have that. But yeah, I think today it would probably be. Well, I don't know, man. It's odd, right? Because this thing is so big and unwieldy, people can't even sell theirs if they wanted to. Like
Well, I
nobody.
meant like if for retail, like if Queen just announced it like today, I feel like it'd be a lot more than what it was back then.
It would be, because remember that freaking that third scale Mark 7 you ordered, that fucking thing cost more than the half scale 85.
But-
When I got it through, well, depending where you get it, it's like 22 shit. But yeah, I mean, it's still just as expensive as the half scales.
It's like either almost the same, but yeah, it's just ridiculously expensive these days. So yeah,
But that one that can be a one-off for me, just because it's my favorite suit and that battle damage looks spot on and the base and everything. So I'm
well,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
Well, it's interesting to hear you say you'd actually prefer it to be in more pieces, because I thought the big criticism of Prime1 was that they always seem to ship everything in like 2 boxes minimum, and so their
Which
shipping
makes it like
prices,
$800 to get it shipped.
right? So their shipping
Yeah.
prices are a greater percentage of the total cost, versus Queen has been able to consolidate their boxing, so the shipping is not as painful as Prime1.
that fucker doesn't count. That fucker came in a crate that had to
Yeah,
be
that's
freight.
true.
So the shipping on that was $900.
And well, that seems like a good deal today.
That seems like, yeah.
You should
But I-
definitely consider getting the Hulk when they announce it to go with it. That'd be a cool little setup. That third scale Hulk, I think it'll pair nice with that.
Companion. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Hulk as a character. I don't really care for a green dude with no pants.
Well, he doesn't work by himself. I agree with you. I never found the Hulk that appealing
Just
either.
not-
But that scene of the Hulk with the Hulkbuster, that's the magic.
Yeah, but I have no room to put a Hulk in here. Oh, but I tell you what is coming. My 1/3 Catwoman is on the way. I checked and it's en route, and it should be here in 4 to
That at least is a crate that has wheels.
the Catwoman on Batpot from Queen,
Oh, yeah.
the 1/3 version with the rooted hair.
Finally, that's finally on the way to you.
I'm
That
so
is-
jealous.
That is on the way, and that is a fucking crate.
You
It's
love
gonna
those
be-
things, though.
Well, I know, but it's the last crate I have room for because the crates are so big. The crate, the Hulkbuster
I
crate
have
is
room
taking
for
up.
this many crates, like 0. I
Right.
can't do anything like that.
Yeah. The Hulkbuster
garage.
crate is in the garage, and I have one more spot that I like partitioned out. Like I measured it out. Like, okay, this is the exact height, and I can shove the
Wow.
crate against the wall. And no more crates. We can't buy any more crates.
I give credit to you, statue guys, because I'm like, you always have to double plan for space. You got space for the piece, and then
And then
space for the box.
Yeah.
You know, figure guy, I can throw out the box if I want to. You know, but
No.
you're like committed to keep
Yeah,
it
Right.
You never
Right.
got it, but it's crazy that you still have your cap, the half scale.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
it's
I'm not
crazy.
selling
How,
that.
like, that box is bigger than the 85. I know the 85 was brought in the 2, but the box for the 85 is very thin.
Seriously?
Yeah, so the
I
one.
mean,
and
the
that has
the double box was why I didn't buy the 85. So
yeah, well, the main tall one is very thin, and then there's just the box for the base and the back repulsors. But like, I feel like the Captain America one took up more. It was heavier too.
yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of like, so I have maybe another 10 or so statue orders that will be coming in throughout 2024. I think a bunch of them all shipped at the same time, but I think I'm pretty much all of my available box allocation space is like done. So I've already mapped out all the boxes where they're gonna go. Even a
So if
couple
you have
things.
anything else you want in the future, something has to go basically
Mm.
before you can order. it.
Yeah, like
You
this
basically done.
week.
Is this like your end game?
I mean, I've been kind of just really throttling back in general on the hobby because the whole toxic community bullshit I just don't care for
Well,
it anymore.
you're sticking a lot to JND though, like maybe a piece here or there, isn't that like depending
Right.
on
So this
or
is
less?
this is
Not the figure guys, but I mean the statue.
right. So to what you're saying is what I've done is like today I kind of have a couple of orders coming in. So like this coming week I have probably about 4 things arriving, and that took up 2 of my buffer slots. And I'm
Mhm.
gonna keep another. I think I have another maybe 2, at most 3 open buffer slots. So meaning if JND comes out with a John Wick, if which by the way, Bob, I forgot to tell you, JND is definitely doing Wick next year. Somebody translated what James said in Korean. So JND's doing Wick next year in 1/3.
Well, I'm
Didn't
fucked.
they do it? Didn't they do an old boy?
They did do
Yeah,
an old,
the
but they're
old
going to
boy.
do Wick next year.
Then they announced
Do you
this
know
already.
which movie? Is it going to be
No,
Wick
we don't know
1
yet.
or
We don't know
Oh.
yet, but it's going to happen.
wouldn't. It's probably going to be. I would assume John Wick 4. They're probably going to do the latest one.
You never know.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Indiana Jones. They did the Last Crusade.
Yeah, you make
you
a
know,
good point.
so-
I'm interested.
which I love that. I love that Connery. Like that thing, that two piece with
That is
from
one of their
Crusade.
best pieces
Yeah.
they've shown.
There's still something Harrison Ford looks a little off, but see, this is the one thing where Payne was ranting. I get driven crazy sometimes. It doesn't matter if it's statue or especially 1/6 scale, where we can't, and I do it sometimes too. I do get locked into this sometimes too, where we get so locked into, oh my God, and relates to even like the Ledger Joker sometimes. It's like, oh my God, this one on the facial thing, like there's not one little wrinkle that's like right here behind the eye or something like that. That one has it, but the other head sculpt doesn't. And people say, oh, that one's trash now. I think, Peyton, you've kind of mentioned a little bit.
Oh, people are cutbacks. We all know this.
Yeah, I know the whole discussion where it relates to you guys. Okay, so maybe the Kojun ends up being with the body of the best Joker, but then everybody goes, well, the Hot Toys ones that are upcoming are trash, or the in art is now trash. That's the thing that makes me crazy a little bit with the realistic figures and stuff, like when they're based off actor likenesses and stuff. Not everything is. There's one good thing and everything's garbage, and that's in general a lot. We because of YouTube and just social media and everything, where it's got to be like 5 words or less, and that's what's for a lot of people will make their judgment.
Yeah,
on
and this is how we get Terminator, and this is how the fall of civilization is going to happen.
Yeah, well, the Cyberdyne systems, I haven't seen them go up onto the public trading yet, but then I'll start getting worried. But that I don't even look at it as levels, but we can have, maybe end up the Hot Toys rooted hair doesn't end up being as good as the JND one. It doesn't matter the price. Maybe JND, because they do smaller batch number or something. There are different factors that can work it. Okay, their hair and stuff ends up being better, in 2025 we're looking at it versus the Hot Toys, but the Hot Toys is still good. But the Hot Toys figure is garbage. Because JND is the king. Like, what? Like, does it look like Heath Ledger? If you're holding it here and looking at it, it goes, looks like Heath Ledger. This one looks like Heath Ledger. Or if it's sculpted hair versus now, sometimes sculpted can look worse in comparison to rooted hair. Not always, but
no, man. People like to fight and we love drama.
I know, but I just I'm trying to play back to, and I have done this sometimes too, where I've said that one's trash and this one's better. I have done that too, so I'm not saying that I don't. But I want to see us get a little bit back into sometimes, and I think I do it sometimes.
I don't see that happening.
I know I'm pie in the sky guy, but where
Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and all that nowadays, I don't see that.
But dude, when I took this Iron Man out of my thing when I was unboxing on stream, and I kind of fucked it up when I was unboxing a little bit and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I am still claiming I'm the worst live unboxer in the history of the world. I had such an expression when I just was like, This is my first Mark III I've ever owned of Iron Man, like in any format, anything. And I was just like, dude, this is heavy. And just the bright reds, I went, wow, this looks cool. Even before I had a chance to even really look at it. I just want people to be able to feel. It's almost like if you get a figure or something that's not considered the top quality or something, where you get it, you open it, and you, even if you don't do it, but you just have a moment in your head where you pause and go, like, ha, and you have like a pause where you go, oh, well, this isn't the other one, whatever the maker is, or whatever the other character, other maker of the character is. This one's not supposed to be as good. I'm like, fuck that. You should be you got this, and I'm super happy to have. Like, you look at it and go, wow, this is this character in my hand. Like when it's the first time, or you've had a different one by another manufacturer or whatever,
Well, I think, Lane, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, and I've been guilty of this too. There's a disconnect between the virtual discussion of collecting and then the physical world of collecting. Like, Payne is in his collection room right now. He is only going to see the pieces that he owns. But when he goes on Facebook, all he's going to see is people comparing one piece to another, a 1.0 to a 2.0, one company compared to another company. So people are going to nitpick every little thing because in general, a layperson comes in and will look at any of those pieces and say, wow, that's amazing that exists. Yeah. That looks exactly like so-and-so. It's not until you put them side by side in exactly the same lighting, exactly the same pose, where people can say, yeah, his nose is a little bit off in that one. But in isolation, these are all works of art. Mm-hmm. All of them. Even the old ones. If you just looked at that alone, I'm talking like I played with G.I. Joes when I was a kid that it barely looked like a human being. I mean,
now you've got classified, you go, and they look
right. The exponential growth in toy technology is, or collectible technology boggles my mind.
That we can have these 20
it
years
is
ago.
great, but
when we were younger, we didn't have
I think that's like the two ends of the spectrum. Is I zoom in and I start examining things like everyone else will and kind of decide, well, the Queen is slightly better tailoring, but then the Kojun is slightly better with this or that. You know what I mean? But then when I have it in hand, I'm like you said, I'm just like, wow, I love that this thing exists. And then I have it. This is perfect. It's flawless. Like all of those discussions fade away because I'm not comparing anything. I'm just looking at the one single piece in front of me. And I'm always blown away by the thing that I have in hand.
Yeah.
And when the new one comes out that's slightly better, I'll get that one too, because we're all fucking addicts. But like in the moment, you can't rob me of that joy that I get when I unbox something new.
Yeah.
And I hope that that's what most people keep from the hobby. It's not some random, but that feeling of a new piece, hopefully.
Yeah. Josh, you had a thought. Sorry, I didn't mean to. You were saying something, Josh.
What? No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were. Lane was saying something. You were saying something, and you looked like you had a thought. Or are you jacking off under the table again?
It completely lost. I lost it then. So.
Well, I would say like Payne. I remember, probably I remember like just an example. What do you think? You got the Mara statue, from JND.
No, I love
a lot of us think. Yeah, I know. A lot of us think of I even made the jokes to you sometimes. Oh, you mean the poop fish lady statue?
Y'all are all missing the most important point about the Mara statue. Those tits are silicon.
Yeah.
The tits are fucking silicon, and that's the point that everyone just apparently y'all are not as horny as I am, because I'm like, damn.
But I gotta be honest with you. Don't you think that the Mara is the best female likeness that JND's done so far?
I do. I definitely do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
which kills me. I'm like Gal Gadot
in the first one.
I know Anne Hathaway. The one that you nail has to be her.
Like, I know, right?
Well, the new Wonder Woman, I think that one when the platinum comes out, I think that one for the classic look to her is probably good. I mean,
I hope so.
That is basically. I don't think you're going to be able to beat the Amber Heard Mara, because they nail it with the big red wig and everything she's wearing in that. They nail it. But see, I think with Payne, Payne got it, and he was super happy with it. Like
I jacked off to it within the first 5 minutes.
Payne just had to take it to one place too far, but thanks, Payne. But
So
yeah,
I always go there.
I
You know
know,
this about me.
I know.
Yet you
I know. Just when I don't have very often where it's like my sentence ends and then you pick up right there, where it's almost like I almost just led you directly to saying how you were jacking off to it, and it's like
why we're
I'm somehow
friends.
responsible. Yeah, but it's I like we're having a little bit of discussion like this too. Sometimes when a show is too organized, you just can't talk about it. Even it's always about.
Oh,
What's
we're all
coming
about chaos here, baby.
I know. It's about what's coming next. Like that sometimes I know that drives us kind of as collectors because we're always kind of looking around the mountain, even if we're scaling back, or we're like, well, I'm only going to have one statue in 2025. Well, that's still something you're looking over next. That's like a year and something away if it comes on time.
Actually, I will show you. Keep talking. I'll show you guys
Yeah.
what I have coming in that you're all gonna laugh at me.
Yeah, you have way more than me.
You have that interesting Thanos coming, don't you?
Oh, the one with his butt
No.
down,
Oh,
with
God,
his.
no.
No,
I actually don't. I actually don't.
It's
I
the
do want to
Tifa.
know if that
It's
one
gotta
has like
be
a
the
big giant
Tifa.
cock or not, though.
I'm
but
okay to watch the Tifa, but I don't need to see that Thanos over again.
No, I mean the third scale, the posable Tifa.
dude,
You're getting that.
I
aren't
should
you?
have. I don't have it. I don't have it. I want one. I
You
should
will
have
find
ordered it.
one.
Gamoya is gonna buy one. He's gonna do an unboxing because so Gamoya are pretty pervy and we're both the same way. So I'm pretty sure he bought the double D's instead of the B cup. So because you got to pick the tit sizes when you ordered the 1/3 Tifa.
You had a choice.
You had a choice. Yeah, you had
What
the
does
regular.
she look like in the game? Like which version?
Well, they did. I think they did.
I mean, who cares?
I mean,
I'm assuming
like is
probably.
one like comically large, or there's different versions of her in the games that she actually.
I think
her
in the
bust
game
size
it's
has
probably
changed.
proportionate normal, but
Okay.
then you could buy the. I mean, I would buy the
Like,
double
do her
D.
power levels go up and she
What the fuck if I know?
grows stuff?
I think it's more boob size for how she had boob size in the original '97.
Okay,
Or
yeah,
there's
that's
a
what I
version
was
which is more like
more
how
realistic.
she is in the remake, kind of. Even
Got
though
it.
Alright.
even though everybody I remember 4 years ago had a big shebang. Oh, so you're getting this one?
Oh yeah, this one. Looks cool.
So a lot of people are gonna laugh at me because I remember back when we used to do the show like every week or whatever.
Yeah, I remember you told me you were getting this one. Not too
And
long
I
ago.
remember when I first saw this a long time ago, I shat on this thing. I really did shit on this thing because I was like, man, that does not look like her. And then I saw a couple of I think Art did a collection tour in the studios, the store in Bangkok, and I saw somebody else do another tour at another store where they had this like on display. And then after I started looking at it, I'm like, that really grew on me. And then what I noticed is, okay, there's going to be one angle where this looks exactly like Margot Robbie. And then every other angle is just going to be a hot chick in a red dress. And I still don't care because I love Margot as Harley. And I was like, you know what? I want both outfits in 1/3. So this movie
already
is
got that.
long gone. No one's ever making this again. I was like, fuck it. I ordered it.
So you're gonna have this next to the JND Margot Robbie Harley.
I have no idea because
Oh.
so
I think
you
it's because
see,
Prime1 overscales their thing, so it might look a little weird because
Yeah, I
the
don't
base
know.
the base is gonna be a lot taller too. Probably,
right, but
yeah.
so you see the JND case over there. I only have spots for 2 more JND in there, and I've got 2 JND coming this week. So
Superman. Oh, you got 2 this week?
long story. I'll do a video and I'll show you guys what's going on. But I have some older pieces coming in.
But I thought you were okay, because I thought you were getting.
No, I did get I guess whenever Pattinson shows up.
Okay.
That's my current.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. So this case is going to be full. So I do have some spot up there. So I might put Harley up there. I'm not quite sure. But
I'm just glad somebody made her in the red dress. I feel like nobody was.
Nobody
made
it.
No one
A
made
couple
her
customizers, but no official versions.
Only Sideshow made her in that ugly look. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say it like that, but I didn't think it was a very good
Sideshow.
the Prime1 format. I did not like the likeness of that one.
Fuck Sideshow.
But that's the outfit I wanted because I don't like the red dress. I like the other outfit, but I have the same JND one. Like that's my grail, like probably piece that I own.
I love that JND.
That is the Harley Quinn original Suicide Squad. The only thing I still need to get to this day is I still kind of want the figure for the big laughy smile face and everything that the Hot Toy does from way back. But I can't stand like the knee joints and everything make me crazy.
Did anyone even make the red dress in the figure format?
No,
I don't remember.
Not officially.
No, it's just
Nobody capitalized on that at all.
Not licensed anyway.
Oh, okay.
I've seen a couple customizers who made a very good version of the red dress, but then they still have the problem of there's not a version of that expression in a sculpt. So they keep repurposing the Hot Toys sculpts and just, changing the rooted
See,
hair,
I don't think the Hot Toys sculpt looked like her. Yeah. So this is arriving on Wednesday. So I do have a bunch of reviews to shoot this week.
I was trying to get that Snyder Cut Superman.
I did. It already came. It's right here.
That, by the way, that picture and pose that you did for that Ray figure. Yeah, I know you posted.
Oh yes, I did post some pictures today.
Nice.
The way you illuminated her sculpt, a lot of people underrate that sculpt, but that looked really good.
That's a figure. I got it. I ended up selling it because I just got rid of all my sequel stuff.
Sequels, yeah.
Aries Parrington on Cisco Cantina just has to play part of that stupid Rise of the Last Jedi trailer thing, and usually has me face down. Ooh.
Josh was talking about this. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But there you go, Josh.
Was that K.A. Kim? Was this a Blitzway Prime1 collab?
I have no idea. Probably.
I think that one was just Prime1 by there. I don't think that was Blitzway.
Okay.
Oh, there's
I don't know if you guys
it's just
saw.
straight Prime1, yeah.
He had a reel of the Henry Cavill Witcher with the new glass eyes.
Yes,
that thing
was good.
Incredibly good.
Honestly, if Cavill thing's coming, the one I thought about getting, I just don't know where it would go, so I don't think I'm gonna end up getting it. The Queen Studios black suit Superman Cavill 3rd scale that they have coming, because that head sculpt and there's a rooted version or just the sculpted. I would probably just get the sculpted version personally because I hate fucking around with the hair that I have to on my JND statues. I'm not the biggest rooted hair fan, but
shocker.
Yeah, I'm a lazy son of a bitch, man. I really would that black suit Superman, even though I prefer the red and blue. Probably. Hey, you're getting the JND one, aren't you? Or was that?
I bought the JND, the red and blue.
Okay, oh, wow. I prefer the classic suit colors, but the price point, that one being just like, even for the rooted hair, is like $1,250.
Yeah,
like versus.
I saw that one in person in Vegas. It's really cool.
Yeah, no,
right? Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
Was the black suit a different price than the red and blue?
Well, they're not doing a red and blue.
No, he means the JND versus the Queen.
Oh yeah.
I would get the Queen one because the price point is 3rd scale. I'd like to have the Cavill Superman, and the head sculpt looks great.
When it comes to Cavill, I think best bet is to go black suit since we're getting a new Superman. So you're gonna have a bunch of opportunity to get the blue and red, but we're not getting Cavill anymore, and that's like his iconic moment with the Snyder Cut. So I would always go black suit for Cavill.
Yeah. Well, I just had to cancel recently. Poor Payne had to listen to me for like a week because I had to cancel my Snyder Cut bat tank. I had the Prime1 on pre-order, but I got hit. I
thought you grabbed it.
No, I ended up canceling it. I ate $350 or so. Lost NRD.
What's y'all's biggest regret this past year of a piece you've canceled? Do you have
hang on 1 second before we answer that.
Sorry.
Clark was asking where I'm with Jason. I was like, Jason's kind of, I think, either stopping entirely or he's kind of taking a step back. So I didn't hit him up today to see if he wanted to do this because he's like completely stopped streaming already. So I wanted to respect that. But I think I may have a stream coming on where it's a company type stream, so I might hit him up, see if he's like if he still wants to do it. And then real quick, I just want to pull up what Mitchell Lawrence says. Collect what you like, want, and can afford. And it's true, everything is subjective and a matter of preference. And like the main thing is, yeah, you don't have to. A, you don't have to buy everything. B, you don't have to bitch if something is not meeting the price point that you can afford. And C, even if it is, you don't have to buy it. So collect what you like, what you want, and what you can afford, and whatever works for you. Like I used to, so like I was doing statues, then I had to purge a bunch of statues because of space. Then I got into 1/6. Then I started talking to Bob, and then I started buying like random shit that I'm like, wait a minute,
Obviously,
I'm not, I'm not Bob, and I don't, I don't have the like he puts a lot of time into everything he builds, and I'm like, I don't have this kind of time, and I love it, but I don't love it as much as he does. So then I kind of jumped back out, and then lately I've just been like, you know what, I actually really just love 1/3 specifically. So I'm just pulling. I'm still doing some 1/6, but I'm doing very selective, and then focusing more on the 1/3 JNDs because that is what I love, and I know the community. A lot of people hate JND for whatever reason, but my fucking money, I don't give a fuck what you buy. I spend my money on that and hookers, so But
I
anyway,
hope your wife's asleep right now.
shut up! Don't get me in trouble, you son of a bitch.
Honestly, if I was gonna go hard into statues, I would have stuck with 1/3 because the quarter scale, it's stuck in this weird like middle ground. And I know like a lot of the premium formats, they stay in that scale, but it's the 1/3 where I feel like you really start to get the photorealism again. You get the rooted hair, you get the glass eyes. With JND, you get the silicone. So to me, it's like 1/6 or 1/3. Those would be the two playgrounds I would want to stay in.
Yeah. So, sorry, Josh, you were saying something. I didn't mean. I didn't mean to.
Oh no, you're good. I was just because he brought up a cancellation. Like, what's a piece this past year if y'all have had to cancel that y'all kind of regret, if there's any?
Mine's the one that was the.
I did have to cancel, but I do not regret because, like I said, I only have like a couple of buffer box spaces. So once I hit the buffer box space, I'm screwed in the sense of I would have to sell in order to bring something in, or I can bring something in and then something has to be immediately packed up and get ready for sale. That kind of situation. So I think I cancel like some customs that I used to be into that I'm just not into anymore because I only like you guys. Well, not Lane, but like you two, I pretty much like only the actor likeness because that's what speaks to me. So I was like, this comic shit, I don't need it. It's just not for me. I'm more of a actor likeness kind of guy. That's what I love about it. So, you know what's funny, Bob? You have the sister act piece. I don't know if I told you that Whoopi Goldberg taught my acting class. Like she didn't teach the whole semester, but I went to a school that had like famous people come in and teach classes. So I had like the Fonz, Henry Winkler. He came in and he taught a class. I had Whoopi Goldberg come in and she taught I think it was acting 3, like advanced something. And she was really cool. She came in and she's like, all right, class, we're going to start with my favorite word. I want you all to say it after me. We're all going to start with the word fuck. Just say it after me.
You're like, I love this person.
Just like word fuck. And then I was like, goddamn girl, I love Whoopi Goldberg. So we had that. We had Alicia Silverstone. Like we had a lot of random people.
Wow. We had master classes.
Yeah, back in and this was like 3rd year or 4th year college.
Wow.
So it was just some of these people are really fun, like in person,
That's fantastic.
Anyway, I thought you might be interested in that.
Yeah.
But
I just wanted to ask, did you is one of the things you canceled, was it the Poor Toys cane?
No, I never got that far with Poor Toys.
I just was curious.
Did you get the everything everywhere all at once?
I'm getting both versions because I don't.
That's
I actually do have a plan. I should say.
When has that shipped yet?
No, I think in 3 days, if he keeps his word, he's supposed to ship it on the 20th. So I'm getting the Poor Toys version, which I think will end up being superior to Matt's version.
Right.
But what Poor Toys did right after he showed the actual figure, he put her in the outfit she was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh,
And even with
yes.
an older sculpt, it looks fantastic. And I'm like,
Oh,
you sneaky
yes.
bastard. I see what you're going to do. He's
Dude,
going to
I'm gonna
totally
need you.
reuse that
I'm gonna
sculpt.
need you to take some video so that I can like edit it together. I want to see that.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to take Matt's version, and if I end up not liking it as much, I'm gonna try to make a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon version because
All
Michelle
right.
Yao,
Yeah.
she's worth 2 figures at least.
Yeah.
She's such a star.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna need you to shoot video of that, and I'll edit it together because that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be an awesome figure. I almost bought the everything all at once too, but I think the Poor Toys Kane does look way better. Like it's so awesome. It's kick ass.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
it looks
obviously the
good.
Hot Toys one is not gonna be bad by any
It's just
means.
different. It's a different level
It's
entirely.
just different. And what I
Just
love,
different level,
thank
yeah.
God, is they went with 2 different directions. I love it when they don't compete. They
Yeah.
are synergistic. Hot Toys is doing the turtleneck version from the end of the movie, and Poor Toys is doing the business suit from the beginning of the movie. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't need to mix and match. I don't need to customize. I can have both versions done by 2 different companies. They're both going to be fantastic. I actually just got the Cheer at Imway, but I haven't unboxed it yet because I think they did a very good Donnie Yen sculpt. So I thought it might be cool to have a Cheer It next to a Kane. They're both blind versions of the
Nice.
same actor with walking
Nice.
sticks kind of hobbling around the display. So, yeah.
Lane, you were about to say something.
Well, I was going to say for 1/6 scale, for the most part, I mostly will buy like live action, realistic stuff, except maybe like Spider-Man or something.
Can I ask you, Lane,
those
about the Hano? Are you interested in the Hano
No.
line at all?
Not buying
Really?
anything.
Zero interest.
I am.
I thought you were a
pretty
big comic
much-
guy.
I am. I still read it. I just had to spend $25 on 4 comics because they become so expensive now, making it somewhat that prohibitive.
But having a figure version of a comic character doesn't interest you.
No, it's because right now, honestly, I'm like really focused on Star Wars. Like,
Okay.
Star Wars is my thing. Is my favorite property of all time of anything. So, Hot Toys is my way of collecting Star Wars. It's why I don't have any statues or other stuff. And like, I'm 5 figures already deep into the Ahsoka line. Like, I've already got
That's a deep
Ahsoka.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, I've already got Ahsoka. I've already got Chopper. I've already got Hera. I've already got Sabine. And who else am I forgetting? And Thrawn. Like, I've already pre-ordered all of them, and 3 of the 5 of them are already completely paid off.
Do you think there's any chance that they don't make an Ezra, considering how deep
I would
they've
be
gone?
super
No,
disappointed.
they would have to make an Ezra. That'd be
Right? They made a
dumb.
Merrick, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
they would
why?
do
have
an
to make an
Ezra.
Ezra.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Fart
get it.
Ghost Man getting made, but I'm just, I just, it's one of, but for statues, I can go comic. Like, I'm getting the Hellbat from Prime1, which is a quarter scale. That's always been my preferred scale up until, for the most part, because they're like, with statues and stuff, I'm having to be where Payne was talking about, I try not to complain, but like, I can't express how badly that I want that Scar Predator, because the Alien versus, I own all the Alien movies. I own all the Predator movies. Alien versus Predators, the Celtic, Chopper, and Scar are my favorite Predators, other than Wolf. Like, those are my 4 favorite Predators. I hate the Berserker Predator. People are like getting that too. I hate Berserker Predator. I hate all the Predators from the Predator. The Fugitive and the Assassin Predator. The Feral Predator, I was kind of like, he's okay. He's not as cool as he's good, but he's not as cool as the AVP Predators to me. Wolf is my favorite Predator of all time. Like, I think he's the most badass Predator of all time.
Yeah, Sean Dabbs is working on a female protagonist version from Prey. I think that's going to come out very good because he's been working a lot with Viola, who seems to be honestly like a master painter. I don't know if you guys saw recently, she did a Batman Returns version of Michelle Pfeiffer from the end of the movie where they're at the costume party, rooted hair, everything.
Nice.
Oh, I thought that was a dude.
Get out of here. You mean
No.
Viola or the sculpt?
No, Viola.
The sculpt is
the
really
name,
good.
Viola. I thought it was an Italian dude. I don't know why.
Oh no, Viola is definitely a girl. I mean, she's got glamour shots on her profile.
Female first name.
I don't know. What? I'm an idiot.
But so. I want that Scar Predator statue from Prime1, but it's like $3,600 for the deluxe, and I'm just like, man. And other than it's monstrous, like
that, and it'll come in 4 boxes, and you'll be
and the shipping and all
prices,
that.
Man.
For as much as I would want something like that is like a statue that practically yells at me, but I don't make money enough where I can necessarily go all in on something like that.
See, and
I'd have to abandon, or I would have to like abandon completely. I got like 29 Hot Toys on Crypto, or 28. I would have to abandon all of them to do that one thing without knowing. And then there's all the that's where sometimes I think, especially if you reach some we don't talk about sometimes, whereas collectors, where you see something and you reach, where maybe, and I don't mean put yourself in debt where you're not being able to pay your credit card, but where you reach for something and you exclude tons of other stuff or exclude entire things, and you reach for that something that maybe is beyond your means normally, something you always have to we don't think about so much, but we do. When you reach for that maybe more expensive item than you should probably aim for, when there are other things, other statues, figures, whatever, that would be in your price range normally that you would aim for, that could have a psychological, I don't think that can have an effect long term where you might lose some of your things in, or even resent a piece when you're like, after you get it, like you wait a year and you're like, there was this statue and this item that all came out really good, and you finally get this piece and you're like, it's really cool, but you're like, man, but I could have gotten X, Y, Z, and if I had to spend all the money on this thing. So when you're judging how much you're going to spend on stuff, I think that's something you also have to think about too. I think I would resent that piece a little bit when I finally got it, whenever it would come from Prime1, because it would be so expensive I would have it. But I'd be thinking a little bit about, I could have got, a different Prime1 statue that cost half as much or something that I probably could, and taken less space or different things. That can happen, especially with the more big, expensive pieces.
Yeah. I mean, kind of one of the reasons why I kind of like the JND pieces, because it's all one box and is usually pretty compact.
Yeah, in small box.
And it's a small box for 1/3. Like, it's actually easy to store, and I can actually have those pieces.
Well, I was looking. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say some of the Prime1 pieces that I either chose to not buy or cancel have been don't have box space. I tell you what, I almost wanted to get. I was like so close, and then I unfortunately found out it was a 2-boxer, and I was like, nope, not gonna do that. But I really love Emilia Clarke. I really wanted to get the Infinity Daenerys, the life-size bust.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that thing looks so good, and I really wanted to do it. I had the cash for it too, or I'm sure I have the cash for it too. And I was about to do it, and then fucking I saw Randy post it, like he got his shipment early. He said, "Oh, I have one. I can send it out right now." And then he sent the dimensions, and I see, wait, are those 2 boxes with the 90 cm and above? I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, that's half scale boxes. Nope, not
they
buying
don't
2
give you that
boxes.
information when you pre-order statues. They don't tell you it's going to come in 2 boxes.
You won't know.
You find out when you see the unboxing videos or from a retailer.
Yeah.
Do they give you estimated shipping costs?
Nope. It's never going to be right.
Into a statue,
no, they can give you an estimated.
Who you order from, you kind of have an idea. It depends who you order from.
Wow.
Like, for example, when I get my half scales from our friend Todd, I know it's probably going to be between $300 to $500 depending on the half scale to ship it.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're a first timer, you go in, you're just like, you don't know how big the box is going to be. You don't know how many boxes it's going to be, and you have no idea what the shipping is.
If like you're buying the big shit.
Dang.
If you're buying the like half scales.
But even quarter scale, you can have boxes. Like some of the Prime1 Berserk. boxes can be multiple.
Sideshow will give you an idea about shipping.
Sideshow, yeah.
Most retailers don't.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like
But
that's
then
a
you
huge unknown
can't-
variable, and you can't payment plan shipping. That just you get hit
No.
with it.
Not only that, you can't trust Sideshow's shipping costs either, because what every other retailer does is they charge you their negotiated rate.
At that time.
Right, but Sideshow doesn't do it that way anymore. Sideshow
Oh.
charges you full retail and pocket the difference in shipping.
So what about with Collector Zone, like Marcos? I thought when I buy my figures from him, it's like an all-in price. There are no surprise invoices later. Does he do that with statues too? Where it's an
Yeah,
all-in
but
price?
he's guesstimating.
Sure, but I mean, it's still on him. He can't charge you more than when you pay.
He
right?
includes shipping in his prices.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Sometimes you
shipping rates may go up by the time the piece releases, but that's on his end, not yours.
Sometimes you get lucky. Like my Mark 7 third scale, it's free shipping, so shipping's included with that one. So sometimes you
Right.
get lucky with something like that.
Yeah, and like sometimes, for example, like there was one piece that it was a Naruto anime piece. It was this beautiful piece, but at the time of when it was PO'd, nobody knew it was double box. Nobody knew it was double, like bigger than one normal 1/3 scale boxes. So Todd had that piece for basically retail shipped, and nobody knew until like a year later that it's a double boxer and the shipping was going to be like ridiculous. So
Yeah.
he ended up having to eat it.
So that can hurt. Okay.
That can hurt on a seller side.
That
Then-
happened to Kit with the inner rooted 2-pack, by the way.
Yep.
He actually had a loss on the 2-packs, but I
Because
think
he didn't
made
know
up
he was
for
shipping
it
a
with the
statue
small-
box. Yeah.
Right. He was expecting, it's 1/6 scale. I've
like,
seen 2-packs.
regular shit, and then he's shipping a
And
1/3
even-
sky.
And even
Right.
like Hot Toys recently, some of their releases this year have had some like that. The Batman figure that just came out with that, and the one that comes with the pack with also the bats. That box was huge.
Yeah,
For
I
a
know what you
1/6
mean.
scale box. For
They've
a
made
1/6
some weird
scale.
choices too. Like, I don't know if you got the mech test, Tony, the 2.0.
Yeah,
That box is like
it's super long.
super long. Yeah, for no reason. And I'm like, this is a very unusual. Usually they just do like a double clamshell and
And-
make the box a
well-
little bit thicker. They just
and it
chose
makes
this
it-
really long box for no reason.
And it makes it hard for 1/6 scale collector, like if you're a Hot Toys collector or
Yeah.
something, where you're used to having the uniformity.
Yes. The
With
12 by
not all of them.
17, very
Yeah,
stackable.
the cigar style box thing. If you have
Right.
Star Wars ones, you're used to a certain size. Maybe that DX, like I have
a
a
little bit
separate.
thicker. Whatever.
Yeah, I have like a separate row, which is supposed to be stacking. In
Yeah.
my closet.
Same thing for me with the diecast. The diecast Iron Man
Yeah.
boxes are like
I
all
hate
the
those
same
boxes.
size.
I hate those boxes.
Well, they're the strongest ones. So I
Yeah.
use those as the bottom row, and then I stack all the plastic figures on top.
Yeah, but I think I ended up the Bat Tank because my difference in shipping, because I had Poison Ivy and Prime1 and Bat Tank come and run me over at quite the same time. That's why I had to kind of go with one or the other, bro. And I was like, well, I really like the Bat Tank, but I'm not turning down the super sexy plant lady over the Bat Tank.
Yeah, and actually, so specifically, one thing is like I talked to Joshua from Comic Concepts a lot.
Yeah, that's where I had it.
Right, and I will say with Joshua, what I appreciate about his automation system is that for the most part, his shipping rates are pretty damn accurate because they're pulled from. Basically, he set it up so that his UPS rate is automatically calculated according to the dimensions. So the shipping rate that you get from him when you do pay for something is pretty spot on, and it is the discounted rate, not what like Sideshow will be double. And then speaking of that, that skin tone Ivy, he people who were looking for that piece, Josh bought a bunch extra, and well, not a bunch, he bought some extra. And it's shipping now if people are interested. So you can hit up Comic Concept if that's what you want.
It's supposed to come in mid-January.
Yeah.
especially when it's
So, hey, Russ, what's going on? Nice
yeah.
Joker lineup. Love to see it. So, real quick for Zeno and for Mitchell, in case you guys didn't know, I got the EXO Star Trek as well, and I just paid on it. But Picard from the Picard TV series
TV show.
that is shipping now. So I'm looking forward to getting that, and I hope they make. Well, I know they're making Worf, but I hope they make 7 as well because
Yeah.
I want a mature 7 of 9. So
Yeah, they did Xeno. They've already put out, if you're collecting part of it with the S9, because Odo got put up recently. His head sculpt does not look good. That Odo does not look that great to me for X06. They put out Quark already. Quark looks great. Like, he looks fantastic. Cisco has looked really good. That's a little bit older one since they put that one out. The only thing I know from Star Trek we're probably never going to get is any of the sexy ladies. Famous sexy ladies from the original series.
yeah.
Like the android girl from what are little girls made of?
Eh,
uh,
eh. Wait,
eh,
Bob, you're not in the Star Trek at all, are you?
I know, but the only thing is from Anthony is that I know that the 7 of 9 that they
Oh.
designed that body pretty much from the ground up, and it's really cool that she's got that unique, like, accentuated rib cage to match up with, you know, the real actress's costume.
Yeah.
So I thought that one, I was like, they went the
Yeah,
extra mile
I
on
have
it.
the figure. I haven't opened
Yeah.
it yet.
They could have screen printed it or gone cheap and done some kind of padding, but no, they actually made a body that was accurate.
I'm one of these weird guys that I kind of like I like Old Man Arnold from Terminator Dark Fate. I really like old Lyndall Hamilton from Terminator Dark Fate. I kind of like collecting either figures or statues of the actors, not when they were young, but like right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Like Rambo, like Stallone shops doing their figures. I don't want Rambo from 30 years ago. I want him from Last Blood, where he's like all, puffy
Roided out.
face and roided
Yeah.
out and like beaten up looking like I don't know. So the new Picard.
I would say go get Rambo for Rambo, the 4th movie where it's older but not.
Yeah.
Blood.
That's very interesting. So that 3rd scale Terminator with the rooted hair, the glass eyes, that doesn't appeal to you. You want gray-haired Carl.
I almost wanted to get the Infinity life-size gray-hair Carl bust. I wanted that so badly, but I was like, hang on, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I don't really want it to be of a dude.
Yeah.
Also fair. A life-size bust. I don't know.
Of a dude. I don't want a life-size bust of a dude. So
that's how I felt, because like I don't know if y'all know remember that controversy with that Robert Downey Jr. bust, that like custom one that everybody thinks is like
right.
I had the opportunity to get it, and I was about to do it, but then I got to thinking, do I really want a life-size RDJ head in the corner of my room?
Right.
Staring at you from
I feel like that's like I think I realized that's probably my limit, because I saw them in person, all the Queen Studio ones, and even it's very lifelike in person to a point where it's very impressive, but it's kind of creepy too. So I feel like that's kind of my limit. I don't think I can do the full life-size bust when it comes to the actors and stuff.
Was that the one that was Hannah Lee Studios or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one.
Yeah, that younger Terminator one was actually really good too. That they debuted a little bit more recently, like from T2 Terminator, the life-size.
You're talking about the life-size bust that has like the time travel Arnie in the front and then the battle damage Arnie in the back in 1/6.
That's Queen, right?
I mean the bust, the life-size bust.
Yeah, I thought it was a life-size bust, but it had like 6-scale maquette. Like,
I think they do that sometimes with
that was amazing.
Impressive. Honestly, the only thing
doesn't he have some animatronics?
There's a version of it with that.
Yeah, there's a version with the animatronics.
They just haven't released it yet or announced it like officially.
Yeah.
See, we were talking about like futuristic stuff. I want to see that in 1/6 one day. I want to hit a button and have the figure pose itself. You know what I mean? Like, open, silicone jaw, and you can talk and then put in a sound chip. That's
the only thing I thought about Terminator getting was that I seriously kind of went, but I just didn't know if the price point with it. The endoskeleton. the third scale endoskeletons from Prime1. Like that's to me the ultimate Terminator thing that I would want. I saw that endoskeleton and was like, ooh, like really, really. But if I was gonna get, I'd just get the regular version because they like switch out to real 2 guns and everything. But like the one with the 1 gun is taken from the iconic scene from the opening part of Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Man, I just want Christina Loken from the TX from in the red leather. Like, that shit's sexy. Yeah, I'm down with that. But Michael, I don't think they're gonna do an Uhura. I mean, if they do, that would be pretty damn cool. And
you don't think they're gonna eventually do all the main bridge crew original series, but X06 is like waiting to get because they know the big money is the most of the next generation main characters from, and then the original series, not like evil Sulu from the Mirror Universe or evil Spock from the Mirror Universe, but like the classic original series characters and stuff. Those are going to be spread out and stuff.
So here's the thing, Mitchell. MYC is doing the Millennium Falcon in January. I think is when they're going to drop the PO. They just dropped the X-Wing this week, which I think already sold out. But the Millennium Falcon's coming, and that one looks. I'm fucking tempted on that one. Mitchell, then I bought the Ghost ship from HasLab.
Oh, you got the Ghost? That's a cool little thing. Mitchell, you know what's something? If you want a Super Star Destroyer, something I might grab. I'm not going to say it's anywhere close to anything like that. Being cool. You might want to check out, because I nearly bought it, is, there's the miniatures game from Star Wars that has, like, it's more, they had I used to play X-Wing, the miniatures game, but they also had, for more fleet-style combat, Armada, which would have, like, pieces of Star Destroyer, different fleet ships and everything. But they actually, a couple years ago, did, and you can find it on, like, $160. They did a Super Star Destroyer game piece. It comes with cards, the whole thing. But it's the Executor. It's 2 feet long. It's huge, but it is like, it's not color. It's not, I'm not going to say it's super detailed, but it is a 2 foot long miniature figure thing that is the Super Star Executor, 2 feet long. That
at 2 feet, it's not really a miniature anymore, is it?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, it's for a miniature game, but I'm just saying it was the Super Star Destroyer. So, and it's
the Batwing is 4 feet long, so some people have room for that. I'm sure they can find room for that.
But if you're looking for something like that for a fairly decent price,
wait, are you getting the Batwing?
I have the Batwing.
Oh, you crazy bastard! Of course you do.
Well, I mean, Bob Dylan.
It's 1/6.
Did you use the Stronghold arm?
Yeah, I had to.
Oh,
there's no practical way to mount that.
Bob Dylan and Crazy Collector kind of go together with this.
Nah, he loves this shit, man. Like,
I know. That doesn't mean he's not crazy. We're all kind of crazy with some of this.
Yeah,
we
all are crazy, dude.
Yeah. Hey Zeno, which did you get, the Red 3 or the Red 5 from the X-Wing? Red 3 or Red 5?
Ooh.
I'm kind of curious. I was tempted, but I was like, I love Star Wars, but I usually don't buy their collectibles. So I was like, I don't, I'll get the Falcon. I might get the Falcon though, but you'll see.
You're like me, kind of paying with Godzilla. I'm a monster Godzilla fan. Like, I own like 60 of the movies or something like that, but I've never really bought much collectible stuff from it, And I don't know why. It's something where, because there's a lot, like we talked about scales, like the figure arts figures for them would be a great, if I wanted to get a bunch of the different monsters, but not, if I normally buy Hot Toys or I want to get a statue, they're not going to be like they are kind of some of them, but they're not like a $500, $350 figure that would take away from other stuff.
So we've been at it for a while. I kind of want to start winding it down. I think we've covered a lot today, and Bob, thanks for all of your insight with the whole custom world thing, because honestly, I don't know, I kind of find it was weird. Like, when all that shit dropped, I was like, oh yeah, Port Tours, blah blah blah, yeah, all this like perfectly makes sense to me. But then I just realized I only know that stuff because you got me into it. So So not everybody else will be out there. So this this was fun. I don't mind doing these every now and then. I like hanging out with you guys, so that kind of worked out.
You were fun, man.
You're always fun, man.
All drunk and crazy. You were pretty calm.
Yeah, you were sober this whole time. Right?
I forgot to go get alcohol. We were talking. I forgot to go get alcohol.
Oh, but
No. I mean, I meant to go downstairs to the fridge after I was done with my Coke. I had a Coke because I needed to wake up, and then I meant to go downstairs and get like a bunch of booze. And then we were talking, and I just realized I did not go get alcohol. So I feel like a fucking dumbass because I was supposed to get shit faced.
Yeah, well,
I think people enjoy watching me get
stream drunk.
Well, hey, not everybody. You do need to check out because we are coming up on the anniversary, not in the near future, from the best unboxing stream of this year.
Oh yeah, wow, shit is dropped. That was good. That was one of my favorite moments.
Payne, if you start doing shorts, that's like got to be your first short. If you want to,
there is a short.
Yeah, guys, if you want to see the best live unboxing that anyone has ever made, Tumblr, go look up Payne and the Tumblr unboxing.
Yeah,
that is the best unboxing.
That was So I think Brian's disappointed me. He says I'm not drinking this time. And Michael's like, you forgot the booze. Yes, Mitchell, I want Last Blood Rambo. He was a fucking psycho in that movie. I loved it. But yeah, so wait, hang on, Bob, what do you got coming in the near future? What do you got coming in?
Well, in 3 days, I hope I get the Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Which you're gonna shoot a video for me, hopefully.
Which will shoot a video for you.
Thank you.
And then he should be shipping the cane at the same time.
Oh, from
really
4?
want to see that cane from John Wick 4.
That's gonna be badass. Wait, is Wick coming at the same time, or just Kane's coming out first?
So it's funny you mentioned that. So Freeman Fang is doing that run. He says at the end of the month he's going to ship that John Wick head. So then I already have the body and the suit ready. So then I can finally have the pair. I have the Poor Toys hands and guns already. So it'd be nice to finish that 2-pack before.
And those are coming with magnetic bases, right? Like the really nice wood bases, or did they not give bases? I don't remember. The cane looked like. Oh, okay.
I'd have to. You know what? I didn't even look to see if there was a base with the portraits. I was just like, yes, I want it. I didn't even ask.
Nice.
It's actually easy to get your own magnetic bases these days. The Maha bodies.
Oh.
The Maha bodies, a lot of people don't realize they come as like a disassembled body inside a metal case with a magnetic stand. So the case that it comes in is actually a magnetic base in and of itself.
Oh,
so I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of magnetic bases with a very small footprint that I can use and store accessories inside them.
That would be cool, yeah.
For my customs, yeah, I think because I've been trying to.
Yeah, you got me into the Maha bodies too, you bastard.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's the body that everyone's going to use for swaps in the future because it works for everything. It's never like not the right size or proportion. It's a la carte. So I'm like, I just want those for everything now. I'm gonna
ask you to shoot video of the cane too, because that's just too good to not. Well, we'll see how busy you are. If you don't have time, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think. Oh, I've got some heads coming from Tina.
Cool.
I've been waiting for a Sylvie. She had the rooted hair, but not from the beginning where everyone has the top knot. The ones who did. I have it with the hair down and near the end of season 1. And then I have a Wanda. My Wanda, she rooted the hair from WandaVision, and I already have her ported on the Fison body. Nice. So I think that's going to look very nice.
Oh, yeah, I saw your tutorial on that. That was pretty detailed. That was a lot of crazy work.
I know you like the silicone.
Oh, fuck, of course. I always like silicone tits. Lane, you've got Ivy coming next, right?
Or I got Ivy statue-wise. I'm actually Monday probably going to be doing an unboxing of a Death Trooper Specialist hot toy that I sold mine 1.5 years ago because I was absolutely certain from Andor they would do a new one because that's my favorite Star Wars trooper of all time. The one thing from Disney Star Wars I can say that I absolutely love. So I sold mine because I had 2 of them. And then I just said F it, and someone was selling a really good price and so I bought one. I should be having the Bat Cycle because I just paid that off yesterday soon for the Batman 2022. Obviously, the Batman I have on order from Hot Toys. Cannot wait to get that figure. Another one you could talk about with different companies doing them, and probably at some
That's
point.
the first head-to-head. That is the first contemporary release because you can't compare the DX11 to the InArt Joker. But Hot Toys and InArt both announced the 2022 Batman within months of each other. That's going to be an amazing head-to-head comparison.
All right, hang on one second. Our boy Anthony just dropped a super chat.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, but man, you don't need to do this, please, guys. On this channel, you don't. Hey, don't get me wrong, Anthony. I love you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's very kind. But as I tell the audience, I'd rather you keep your money because that $10, I'll see $2 of it because Google,
goes.
Yep, you lose most of it in Google and in taxes. So. And my channel isn't important enough to be doing this anyway. So, but Anthony, bro, thank you. I'm much love, bro. Thank you. Much love. Thank you. I really want to say thank you for that. That's really cool. It's been a while since I've gotten one of these, so thank you so much. But so Lane, I got the bike too, but I'm going to put John Wick on it. Actually, no, I'm going to put Trinity on it because I don't have a Ducati.
Cool.
I like that.
Well, I actually see that's funny. A thing is because I probably shouldn't be doing this because I can barely fit the vehicles that I have. He's going on to. I'm going to try and fit him next to the bat pot that I have on top of the detail show. It should fit. But I've got the Flash Batmobile or the Flash movie Bat Cycle, the tank one basically. On pre-order, and I have as Bob was talking about, future Bob problems, future Lane problems. I have the '89 Batmobile for Hot Toys on order as well. That one I don't know I'm going to necessarily keep, but I decided just to pre-order it. If I have to eat the $70 NRD, I will later. I don't care. I can afford to lose that if I need to. You'll be able to
fit that Batmobile. The Jazz Inc. one is the one that I think some people are in for a shock because.
Well, I only have to show how boring I am, Mr. Bob. The thing I asked for Christmas is I asked for my parents, can you guys buy me one new detail show? Because I only have 3 total details, and the other 2 are stacked. I don't know why I went vehicle crazy because I have one of the Bark Speeders. I've got the Anakin with staff. I have the Bat Pod. Now I've got the Bat Cycle. I've got another Bat Cycle, and now I've got a Batmobile. But I should have the Batman, I assume, in the next couple of weeks, coming along with the Bat Cycle. I'm planning to do a live unboxing of both of those at the same time. And
Bob, you have a fan with CT603?
He's
Bob
the man.
Hey, people know Bob Dylan, man. He is as sweet as, iced tea. That's where you had something really intelligent, and then it left your brain the same second it came in.
It's okay, man.
No, I was
best unboxings. I love watching your unboxings on CW, man.
They're terrible.
Well, you're fearless, which is really great. You truly recreate an authentic unboxing experience. Where how many of us read the instruction manual? None. We just dive right in, and then we're like, "Fuck!"
If you got to see there, it's like when after getting my $200 or $300 that I spent on my the Clone Trooper Jesse, and I take it out of the box, and the feet just fall off of it, like out of the box, and I was like, "Oh, that's not supposed to happen." So I had to send him back, and then I just actually bought him again, actually from a great site that Payne mentioned earlier, Common Concepts. He was on sale for holiday, and I finally just bought him because he was at a price point chip that I wanted.
Yeah, it's been a rough year for vehicles. I feel like a lot of people went vehicle crazy this year.
There's an ATRT coming to the.
Oh wait, did any of you get either of you get any of the Jazzing stuff?
Nope.
I got the Starfighter. I'm probably the only person that know that's gonna go for that. I love the Starfighter. I wasn't an OT guy, so I mean the X-Wing
No, I'm
cockpit would be
I'm a
cool.
prequel guy. I like the Anakin
Yeah,
one.
I'm a
I
prequel
just
guy.
wasn't a big enough fan to spend that kind of money on it. But it's gonna be a cool piece for sure.
I think
I can
so.
always get it
And
later. If
I just worry with that piece if it's one that could have a lot of problems with. That's my only concern.
I mean,
But-
QC is kind of sometimes hit or miss, but what I will say for Yoast is even if there are QC issues, his after sale care, he takes care of it. He will find a solution that's fair.
I did nearly buy actually, Jazzy, that diorama, the speeder for Ray that he had out. I almost bought one of those ones because I thought that piece is really cool, and it's not silly huge as
yeah,
like some of the other like the Batwing and all that kind of stuff.
That's what I worry about the Batmobile, because a lot of people are in the DF series like me, and some people are actually even in the 110s. They're getting a Batmobile that is going to be much larger, much longer than the Hot Toys version. It's not quite as high, but it's wider and it's longer, at least 4 inches longer. That's going to be a tight squeeze. And it's heavy. At least with the Batwing, I know that the initial size estimates that Yoast gave and the final differed by almost half a foot. Initially, it was going to be like 3 by 3.5 feet. And then it was like 3.5 by 3.5 feet. And then the final version is like 4 by 3.5, almost 3 3/4. So like the objects, the final size may not be what you think it's going to be. So if you're going to start doing vehicles, I would have just gone to the Max series. I didn't know that I would be getting so many vehicles one day.
And for people who don't know, this is a DF and that is a Max Plus. So that's the difference in size.
That's awesome. You got your third scales, and then you got your figures. So each of them have the appropriate amount of breathing room. I like that.
Yeah. And then the DFs, you can stick a lot in there. I think I have like 30 per case. So, yeah. So, and then Josh, what's going on in your world, man? You're gonna be back to doing the movie reviews, or all of your channels. You were doing like movie stuff on your channel for a while, and just taking a holiday break, or what's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna get back into it. I've just been kind of distracted with life, but recently I've been getting into the signatures. I don't know if y'all care for that, the autograph memorabilia signature stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I have 2 prints that Tom Hiddleston signed from Loki back, and then I have a Chris Evans one, nice. And then the voice actors from The Last of Us.
Which Loki prints are signed? Like what movie?
It was one from Bottleneck Gallery. It was season 1 print, and then I have an Avengers print that I'm getting all of them to sign. So I have Loki that one.
Wait, how do you do that?
So there's different sites you can go through where they pretty much when they go to the cons, you mail in your print and they sign them at the con. So Chris Evans and Tom Hiddleston signed my 2 prints on New York Comic Con. So I'm just waiting to get them back. And then once I get all the signatures on that one, because I want to get all the Avengers to sign that one, I'm going to work on getting the Guardians to sign all this one.
Nice. So which Chris Evans print is it that you sent in?
Well, it's all on one. So I have my Bottleneck Gallery of the first Avengers print. Okay. So I'm trying to get all their signatures on the one, and then all their signatures on one.
Oh, and then nice.
After that, my Multiverse of Madness Mondo. I'm trying to get Benedict and Scarlet or Lizzie Olsen to sign it. So
that is cool, man.
So
that is awesome. What HBO Max print is that?
It's for The Last of Us.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, did you like the movie? I'm sorry, the TV show?
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the Toys era Joel and Ellie from Last of Us. I think Toys era did a really good job in those sculpts. So
I just know that Homeboy's signature is gonna be a lot more now if he's actually gonna be Mr. Fantastic. So we'll have to see.
It's the multiverse of Pedro Pascal, man. I can't think of anything I've seen that he's not at least a supporting character. He's on fire.
He really is.
So when are you gonna schedule to get those prints back?
I'm waiting to get them back. I'm supposed to get the ones I mailed out for New York Comic Con back this month. I'm just waiting for Swayu to send them back. The only hard ones that's going to be is obviously RDJ. Usually when he pops up, he's like $900 to get a signature.
Jesus.
But the one who doesn't pop up like ever is Scarlet because she just doesn't do autographs anymore. So that's going to be the hard one to track down.
I've been trying to find a place that will do Keanu Reeves' signature. He's also like pretty elusive for that kind of thing. I've got a bunch of
lately because he's on tour right now, so he's been doing autographs left and right with his band.
Okay, with Dogstar. Okay.
Yeah, like I keep seeing people posting pictures on because I'm in the groups for the autographs and stuff. People are getting him to sign stuff left and right now.
Oh wow! So that's another expensive money pit.
Yeah, it's cool though. And then I'm waiting for Tom Holland. He kind of doesn't pop up a lot either, so I'm waiting on that one.
Nice. Okay.
Lots of Toms and lots of Chris's in the MCU.
There is.
Yeah.
But so far on the print I have Evans, Hiddleston, and Renner on it. So I'm waiting to get the other ones.
Very nice. Hang on. RDIN Riker. All right. Well, guys, we've been at this for a while. We suddenly have like 24 people watching. So some of us, I don't know when that happened. So thank you guys for watching. That's I'm surprised why, but thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. And then thanks again to my boy Anthony for the super chat. Really appreciate you even taking the time to do that. That's really sweet. So thank you. And then you fuckers, thank you for your time. Thanks for
the invite.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for coming to hang out. I like watching Payne squirm when I talk dirty. I mean Lane squirm when I talk dirty because turns me on.
Well, I'm having to get into the mindset. I'm getting ready next weekend that I'm going to be going to my parents, and there is absolutely there is zero sweat, like at all.
Wouldn't that be great if like his parents were just like in a BDSM 50 Shades of Grey?
Oh my god!
Yeah, no, it's like when I heard my mom say a curse word, like legitimately just said a curse word, was probably 6 years ago when she was like 6 to 8 years old. I never heard her curse ever. So there's no cursing around my parents, like at all. Like there's when I'm talking to you guys, and then there's a switch that gets flipped.
Okay.
Like, and usually the week before I go to see them is when the switch starts getting flipped. So
I really need to buy you a bunch of lap bands. I really need to buy you a bunch of lap bands.
Lord.
I really do. This is not good, and we need to get you like some titties. Brian, my bro, thanks for watching. Sorry I wasn't drunk. I need to work hard on that next time. So I can't believe I completely forgot to go downstairs to the fridge and
that's the Bob Dylan effect, man. He just is so most interesting man in 1/6 scale. You just forget about everything else.
I thought I would drive you to drink.
You were like the Secchi's commercial. Like that guy. He's like the most interesting man around. Anyway, all right, everyone. We've been at it for a while. I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time. And we've had some good conversation. I am going to probably edit down the stuff that Bob talked about with the customs. I think it's very interesting, and I'm gonna post that separately. So probably push for that on a Monday or something. But Bob, Lane, Josh, this was your idea, so thanks for suggesting it. And
let me know whenever you're down to chat again. This was fun.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, if I don't talk to you or see you, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Get some turkey, get laid, do whatever it is you do. Make sure there's boobs involved, But all right, my friends, much love. And thanks to everybody that's watching and who's going to do the replay and blah, blah, blah. We are going to end it. So I don't even have do I even have a close? No, I don't have a close, do I? Let me think of something fun. Do we have something fun? Oh, no, that's too short.
Ladyboy Lies Matter.
You got to do something that's Bob Dylan approved.
Well, I don't even have something.
Whatever Payne's got in the chamber, I'm ready for. Give it to me.
Yeah, okay. I think we
the robot chicken stuff.
Yeah.
Company that is always finding new and exciting ways to tell people to go fuck themselves. Think titties and bows. It's just a bold new way that we can say we don't fucking care.
Sounds about right.
Offensive on so many levels.
And
clown, if you're ragging so bad, why don't you take your mama's tampon out of your daddy's asshole and lick it clean before you shove it up your pussy?
By the way, this is why every time my shows always get demonetized as soon as the show is done. It just always happens. So, all right, I got nothing. Much love to you guys. I will peace out.
Take care.
All right.